Wealth Management, Avera Orthopedics, Capital City, Ford Lincoln Toyota, Kruger Contracting, and the Brittany Shufflebind Agency. Governor Football is brought to you by Lynn's Dakota Mart, Fisher Rounds and Associates, Insurance and Real Estate, First Dakota National Bank, the May Adam Law Firm, American Bank and Trust, Yesway, Pierre Regional Airport, Nystrom Electrical Contracting, and Access Health Fort Pierre. And Governor Football is brought to you in part by Kathy Sun and Shine Properties, Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, TMA, Lariat Lanes, Wagner Auto, Gators Pizza, Pasta and Subs, Bauman Lumber, Ferding Electric, Oahe Federal Credit Union, and Edgewood Healthcare. These special in-game sponsors bring you Governor Football. Hoxapa Agency, State Farm Insurance, the Hughes County Sheriff's Department, the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, Central Dakota Eye Care, Envirotech, the South Dakota Attorney General's Office Division of Consumer Protection, Comtech, Coca-Cola Bottling, Leiden and Associates, Ameriprise Financial, Family Dental of here in Gettysburg, Hermanson Endodontics, Cowboy Country Stores, and Gale's Gas Service.
Now, here, Governor Football.
Well, thank you very much, and very good evening, everybody. Friday night under the lights, coming up another night of Pierre Governor High School football. We're coming to you from Tiger Stadium in Huron. The Governors, with their third straight road game, will take on the Huron Tigers, an old rival in right down the road on Highway 14. Should be a good night for football. It's actually football weather, nice and cool, temperatures in the 40s once this game will kick off, and it'll probably stay that way, if not dropping down into the 30s later on in the evening. So we'll see if any adjustments will need to be made, but the Pierre Governors, of course, and their 6-0 and their record and their number one ranking coming in off of a big win at Brandon Valley, 43-34 a week ago, will take on a Huron Tiger squad 2-4 on the season. They picked up a homecoming win over the Douglas Patriots, 32-14 last week as well. So again, welcome aboard, along with Heather Williams in studio running audio technical direction. We've got Caleb Brozick here as well doing the camera thing for Live Ticket. We've got live video streaming available at drgnews.com, and the River 92.7 page also available at gogovs.live. You can get there through the Pierce School website. So good night, high school football coming up. A lot to talk about in our pregame show. After a quick 2-minute timeout, we'll come back, take a look around Class 11 AA. We'll look at the state of football in that regard and how things are faring with the power rankings and, of course, the schedule of events that are going on tonight. And there's one game tomorrow as well. We'll look at AAA and other games in and around Central South Dakota, featuring DRG Media Group teams and a few others as well. So along with that and coaches' comments, our keys to success, your starting lineups, and a whole lot more on the way. Our pregame show is brought to you by the Becky Pottseba State Farm Insurance Agency in Pierre. We'll begin that pregame show in 2 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
For over 100 years, State Farm Insurance has been there to help whenever you need them. The team at Pottseba State Farm is your Central South Dakota good neighbor. While technology may have changed, you can always expect top-notch customer service from Pottseba State Farm. They'll take care of all of your insurance and financial service needs, where good neighbor service is their continued priority. Pottseba State Farm Insurance, with offices in Pierre and Gregory.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino, from the App Store or Google Play. It takes only a moment, so you'll have it in time for this game. See live and archived video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app, brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino. Download it now at the App Store or Google Play.
One team. The Pierre Governors know what that means, and so do the men and women of the Hughes County Sheriff's Office. No matter how good you are, a good team makes you better. To be the best, that takes teamwork. If you want to know more about the Hughes County Sheriff's Office and their 361 team, log on at hughescounty.org and click on the Sheriff tab. The Hughes County Sheriff's Office and the Pierre Govs, winning teams.
Welcome back to Huron at Tiger Stadium, and we welcome you to the Hughes County Sheriff's Office broadcast booth as we thank the men and women of the Sheriff's Office and all first responders for doing what they do for our communities, but also to the Sheriff's Office for giving us a spot to sit and broadcast high school football from. Of course, a good spot here in a beautiful stadium, too. Huron Tiger Stadium, the Hughes County Sheriff's Office broadcast booth. You get a good view of it and a live video stream from the top of the bleachers section where Caleb Brozick is with live ticket as we're set up on the south side of the 50-yard line, right at about the 45 or the 46-yard line. So close to midfield as we can possibly get, the Hughes County Sheriff's Office broadcast booth. Welcome to our Becky Potts of a State Farm pregame show. Once again, I'm Brian Oakland as we take a look at how things are faring so far coming into this week number 7 of the high school football season. Actually, week number 8 overall in South Dakota, but number 7 for 11 AA schools. Of course, you still have 2 6-0 teams this week. Governors with that big win at Brandon Valley last week. T-Area also picking up another victory, and they are 6-0 just like Pierre. Both of them with 46 even power averages in the High School Activities Association standings right now. Yankton with their win last week did move up to 4-2, matching Brookings at 4-2. In fact, it was Yankton beating Brookings, and right now the Bucks have a 1 PowerPoint average rating better than Brookings, so Yankton has moved up to number 3. Brookings falling to number 4. Aberdeen Central moves up a notch ahead of Spearfish, actually tying with Spearfish. Both of those teams are 3-3 and ranked 5 and 6 respectively, or tied, we should say, for 5th and 6th in 11 AA. Then Mitchell is at 1-5. Watertown also 1-5. Mitchell a little bit better in the power average than the Arrows. Huron, the Governor's opponent tonight, is in the 9 spot right now with a 2-4 record, and they're actually matched with Sturgis also at 2-4. Same PowerPoint average. Huron has a win over Sturgis, though, so if there's a tiebreaker needed between those two teams, Huron would have it, but both of those teams would have to move up into the top 8 if they want to make the postseason. Douglas is at 0-6 and in bringing up the rear in Class 11 AA. Schedule tonight has the Governors here in Huron. Meanwhile, Watertown goes to Mitchell, so those 2 1-5 teams in sore need of a victory each, playing a big game in Mitchell tonight from that regard. Brookings will play at Aberdeen Central tonight. Sturgis hosts Belle Fourche in Class 11A out in the Northern Hills, and Spearfish goes across the state to play at T-Area. And then Douglas will play at St. Thomas More, also in the hills. One game tomorrow, and we'll see if the Yankton Bucks can fare well, as Pierre and T-Area have done against an 11 AAA team. They will play at Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Other games in 11 AAA tonight at Brandon Valley at Sioux Falls Lincoln. Some of these are already underway, including that one, and Sioux Falls Washington at O'Gorman. We'll get you scoring updates later on. Rapid City Central plays at Harrisburg this evening, and Sioux Falls Jefferson is at Rapid City Stevens. In and around central South Dakota, DRG Media Group stations have football. 3 other games on DRG Media Group stations, including the Stanley County Buffaloes out to Lemon. They'll take on Lemon McIntosh. That game, I believe, will be kicking off at about 6:30, if maybe it just did tip off. Good one on KPLO tonight as well. Sully Buttes playing at Lyman, 2 5-1 squads in Presho, and that's on 94.5 KPLO. Top-ranked Harriet Selby area in 9B is playing at Gettysburg against the Potter County Battlers. Mobridge Pollock on Star 99. No game tonight. They are idle. Other games among Central South Dakota teams have Jones County hosting Bennett County in Myrtle. Chamberlain making a long road trip to Del Rapids in 11A. And number 1 winner, possibly the best game in the state tonight. Number 1 11B winner hosting number 1 11A West Central. We'll try to keep you updated on that one. There's a look around Class 11 AA here for week number 7 is the state of high school football. in Central South Dakota. A 2-minute timeout. We'll get into coaches' comments. Keys to Success. They're brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care. On our way to break, we'll remind you, on behalf of the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety, who celebrates being a team, they remind us all to buckle up every trip, every time. The South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. Coach Steve Steele on the way as our Keys to Success will be next. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football, your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and DRGnews.com.
At Avera Health Plans, we know your ag business is vital to South Dakota, and affordable health insurance is essential to running that business. As your health insurance partner, we'll help to lighten the load of managing these expenses in an uncertain market. We're dedicated to rural health care with extensive preventative care services that are good for communities. We'll work with you to create a plan that's both affordable and effective, so your employees have the coverage they need when they need it. You don't have to wait. Call your agent or get a quote at averahealthplans.com/save.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. The garage doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors can give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
As a new season is upon us, the Service and Parts Department at Beck Motor Company want to remind you to get your vehicle serviced early to avoid any breakdowns and service-related frustrations. Get up to $100 mail-in rebate on a set of 4 tires, along with 4 oil changes, a $200 value. Take $15 off a light detail, $645 for a spray-in bed liner to protect your investment. See all our specials at beck-motors.com. Call us to schedule at 605-224-5912. Beck Motor Company, Pierre.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Live Ticket TV has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages start at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE extension 2. That's 833-605-5483 extension 2 and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
All right, here we go. Keys to Success for game number 7 of the season for the Pierre Governors, and number 6 was a doozy. We look back on that the win at Brandon Valley with Coach Steve Steele. A lot of eyes on that one, obviously, Coach. People are really taking note of now, I think, of 11 AA football, at least maybe the top 2 teams in Pierre and T area, both having beaten their 11 AAA teams now. And, I guess let's start the conversation there in where do your teams, you and T area in particular, stand against some of the the top teams that you might see in 11 AAA this year?
Yeah, I think that our 2 games show that we could compete with any of them. I think that especially in the format that we have, where it's just kind of you get one of them and you put your best out there, they put their best out there, and you play the game. I think we could compete with any of them. I think that the long-standing thought with both of the classes is just that if you were to have to play that one and then the next one and then the next one and the next one, the depth by the end of the season is where you'd see a difference. But that first one, if you had to do that first one would be a really good game, and the second one would be okay. And like I said, that's the biggest difference. I think is an injury to us or any of the 11 AA teams just means a lot more than usually to 11 AAA teams.
The win over Brandon starts with a 21-0 deficit, and we've seen 20-point deficits with this team before, and I think a lot of people were concerned about that. Personally, I was thinking you can trust your offense to score, and all you need is just 1 or 2 defensive stops, and I think no matter who you're playing, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, it's that mindset of just we had our back against the wall, and we had to kind of go out there and just go for it, be super aggressive on both sides of the ball, and defensively be aggressive, go for turnovers, really, really go fast. And if we give up a bigger play, that's okay. We got to go score again anyway. So, I think the guys, they did a great job just buying into that philosophy there for the second half of just playing ultra aggressive and trying to buy some more possessions defensively and offensively, going out and finding ways to score every drive.
And this is just, I don't call it a conversational question, I guess, because it's because fans like to talk a little bit. But with a high-profile win like that, I don't think the kids get too involved in things like that, and I'm sure you guys won't let them, will you?
No, it's not. It was just another win. You know, it was a big win. There's no way to understate that, and it was how we won that was important to our kids and our coaches. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it was we won the day, we won the week, and now we can move on to the next one.
So the next one is Huron with the Tigers, and they have their struggles once again this year, but coming off a win. We're seeing a team that can put some points on the board. Last year's meeting against them, I really thought, which was homecoming night, and I've said this before, I thought they played pretty good defense. It was just one of those nights where Lincoln Keenholz and the receiving crew in particular just had an on night, and obviously they're going to be tough to stop. Your guys are going to be tough to stop when something like that's going on, but what do you see out of the Tigers so far this year?
Yeah, they have a new coaching staff again this year, or at least a new head coach, and I think that he's got some stuff going in the right direction. Drew's a good guy. He's got a lot of good things going right now. Their numbers are really good. We played them in JV this year, which was really good to see. We hadn't done that in a year or so. They're doing some different things. They're pretty simplistic in a lot of what they do, but they're really, you can tell they have a strong focus on fundamentals and on being disciplined, and you're seeing that happen. You're seeing them make a lot of the smart and the safe plays. You're seeing the discipline, and as the year's gone on, you've seen them do a really good job of getting the ball to the playmakers in space.
I think that's a team that so desperately wants to build their program up once again, and focusing on fundamentals is probably the way that has to be done for starters.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people, especially when you take over a job, like that you kind of want to get super fancy, and you want to do this and you want to do that, and you do so many things that if you neglect the fundamentals early, then you never really have a chance to remediate those. So I think that what you can see the progression of them over this season. It's been very easy to see that they have that plan in place, and that they're doing good and they're continuing to improve.
They do replace, I know, quarterback and a really good stud receiver from a year ago, but I think they've definitely got some good athletes filling those roles once again.
Yeah, they've got a couple really good players on that offensive side of the ball that you've seen kind of be featured a little bit more and more as the season's gone on. And they had a really good game against Douglas, getting those guys out in the open. That's going to be the biggest thing for us defensively, is just making sure that we can keep them contained, not let them get the home run play, and make them focus on making them have to drive and be methodical.
Okay, what are the biggest keys against Huron then?
Offensively, the other thing that they'll kind of really try and limit big plays on defense. They're going to play a lot of guys deep, and more than likely try and keep everything underneath and then rally and tackle. So as much as we want them to play methodical on the offensive side and avoid the big play, we've got to be prepared to do the same thing on our offense.
Okay, Coach, good luck tonight, all right?
Thanks.
Steve Steele, coach's comments, keys to success, that are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre, as we'll take a pause and hear from them. And we'll be back to turn the page. The home head coach will be Drew Strand of the Huron Tigers when our keys to success continue. You're listening to the Pierre Governor pregame.
Central Dakota Eye Care continues to grow. Hi, this is Dr. Matthew Blazek. I've recently joined the practice at Central Dakota Eye Care. I'm excited to move back to Pierre, and I'm accepting new patients of all ages. We offer state-of-the-art equipment, trained staff, and the best selection of eyewear and contact lenses. Regular, yearly, comprehensive eye exams are key to finding eye problems before symptoms appear. Call us today at 224-6128 for an appointment. Central Dakota Eye Care, 640 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Better vision for a great life.
All right, keys to success will continue. The home head coach tonight is Drew Strand of the Huron Tigers. First-year head coach, but been in the program for a little while. And I know last week, homecoming win, getting some points on the board, and a win over Douglas is a good way to get going once again. I know you got a tough matchup tonight, but still feels pretty good to get at least the homecoming fans a homecoming win last week.
Yep, yeah, that homecoming week for our team, I mean, our guys were excited to play in it. You know, homecoming just brings a different vibe for the kids in the community. It was great to see how many people came out and supported us during homecoming, and, you know, I think our kids are looking excited to know they got that homecoming win. So now, you know, I mean, this week it turns into senior week, so we're recognizing our seniors tonight this game, and, you know, I think our kids are just super excited to see, you know, how mentally and physically tough we can be against a team like Pierre. They are a very solid team, and they have a good program, you know, so it kind of sets that standard for our kids of, you know, that's the goal and that's the achievement that our kids are pushing to. So it'll be a fun and exciting game for our kids to see where we stand mentally and physically against a team of that caliber.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at that. And I mean, obviously, big underdog in this game. But when you look at it in terms of high school sports and why we play sports, you know, this is an opportunity, especially for those seniors, to you know, at least you know, come out of this game with something positive and look at it in that term and in the life lessons that we all learn, right?
Yep, I mean, our kids, you know, they're hard fighters, you know, so this is going to put them to the true test, you know, and I think it is a great life lesson, especially going against a team like this, you know, especially, you know, as you're going out through your life. I mean, there's going to be struggles, there's going to be things that set you back, and, you know, there's going to be mountains or struggles that you feel like you can't get over. And, you know, a lot of people look at Pierre, you know, of how good they are, and kind of that's that giant mountain, you know, so it's not necessarily about getting over the mountain. And, you know, any Friday night, they always say for football, anything can happen, you know, whoever shows up ready to play. I mean, they got some dudes that'll definitely make it tougher for us to, you know, be able to climb that mountain. But I think, you know, just our kids' mental mind state and how physical they can be with them, just to prove, you know, like, we're not just going to roll over. So, I mean, it'll be fun for our kids to go out there and just, you know, see what they actually can do against a team like this.
What are the things that have been working well for you so far? And, you know, as you continue through the rest of this season, what are the things that you really want to see more marked improvement on?
Yep, so this year, I mean, my motto has been just assignment football. You know, our kids, you know, the new offense and new defense that we're putting in, it's just all about assignment football and, you know, figuring out your assignment and being able to, you know, do that assignment every single play and do it 100%. You know, I think a lot of our kids, as the year progresses, they're starting to figure that out. We got a lot of kids that, you know, we have to be able to make those assignments and do those assignments, because our team, and on film by watching it, if we have a couple of guys miss their assignments, we don't necessarily have those guys that can break 4 tackles and then keep running. So, I mean, it's very crucial that our guys, all 11 guys on our field, are doing our assignment, whether it's a lineman or a wide receiver, you know, running a route or doing a block, or even the running back running downhill hard and trying to make that just that one cut, you know. So I think our guys have done a really good job of understanding and improving on assignment football.
All right, kind of like, you know, starting and sticking with the fundamentals, at least at this point, huh?
Yep, that's kind of what this year's been about. You know, I mean, the fundamentals for our kids. I mean, it's been a shock for Huron kids, like they see, and it's been really grateful this year to be able to watch film with these kids and see, you know, against Douglas we had a couple big plays, and, you know, that was all 11 guys doing their assignments, you know, so it's nice to show these kids, like, hey, here's what it can look like when you do your assignments. Here are also some plays that it doesn't look like when we mess up our assignments.
So you game plan against Pierre, and what are you looking for in you know, improving on that, and then also you know, what would be a successful night for you guys here tonight?
You know, for Pierre tonight, you know, we want to be able to control the clock a little bit offensively. You know, our offensive game plan is hopefully, you know, be able to punch the ball a little bit and be able to find the ways to get the first downs, to be able to get some of that time of possession on the clock. I know that Pierre, you know, they're an explosive team and they can kind of pop off whenever. And, you know, so if we can do that offensively to help out our defense, you know, that's kind of our main set goal. And, you know, Pierre, they have a good passing game, you know, so, I mean, we'll see what we can do against their passing game. I know they got a lot of guys in there, and they've been doing a lot of work in the summertime and in the off seasons. You know, you can tell by watching film, but they don't just show up, you know, tonight and ready to play football. They've been doing routes, they've been throwing the ball around, and having Keen Holtz back there, he's going to be a fun athlete to go against, and a lot of these kids don't get to go against athletes of that caliber, so I think our kids are just excited to be able to play somebody of that caliber.
Any other keys to success for tonight then?
Key for success is just, hopefully we can run the ball and, maybe we can get a couple big breaks here and there, and just control the clock and grind them a little bit, maybe kind of wear them out, to where, maybe it's a little tougher for them, or maybe they just kind of take a playoff because it is just Huron, but, our kids are just going to give it their all, so key to success for tonight is just be able to control the ball, and hopefully we can keep their passing game down a little bit so you don't have those fast-scoring, explosive plays.
All right. Okay, Coach, appreciate your time, and good luck the rest of the way, all right?
Thank you.
And there is Drew Strand, the head coach of the Huron Tigers. Again, coach's comments, keys to success that are brought to you by Central Dakota Eye Care in Pierre. We'll take a 2-minute break, and our starting lineups are coming up next from Envirotech. Our Becky Pottsville State Farm pregame show will continue. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Ranking Great Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial. Hey DQ fans, we're so excited about October's Blizzard of the Month that we just had to tell you. Meet the new Snickers Brownie Blizzard Treat. Made with Snickers pieces, chewy brownie pieces, and caramel topping, blended into world-famous DQ soft serve. This might just be your new go-to order, and you don't even have to trick or treat to get it. Try it today. Only at DQ. Happy tastes good.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Back at Tiger Stadium in Huron as we continue our pregame show, heading toward kickoff with the Pierre Governors taking on the Huron Tigers. Brian Oakland along with Kayla Brozick and Heather Williams doing technical direction, including audio and video here tonight. This game being live streamed at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page. It's senior night in Huron, so they will have some senior night festivities coming up. In fact, they're going to introduce their seniors, but here are the starting lineups for the Huron Tigers. Starters are brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre, led by quarterback Mason Davis, who is a 180-pound senior. Quinston Llewellyn-Clark is a running back, a senior behind him, and a good one at that. If he gets out into some open space, they'll use Cashton Caudell. Also in the backfield, a junior, bigger running back as well. Three wideouts, so to start. Jonathan Peterson, Bubba, they call him, a 175-pound sophomore. C.J. Gainey, a junior wideout, and Gavin Moding, another junior for the Huron Tigers. At tight end is Rylan Zaveski, a senior, who's fairly new to this game, but he's been playing pretty well this season so far. On the line for the Tigers, a bunch of juniors, a couple of seniors, 3 juniors, let's say. Junior Jackson Reno as the center. Ryan Ramirez, a big left guard at 290 pounds. He's a junior. Right guard is Elliot DeVries, a 240-pound senior. Connor Johnson is a junior at 230. The left tackle, Cole Oxner, a 190-pound senior, smaller at the right tackle spot for the Huron Tigers. Defensively, Connor Johnson will come in at the middle of the down linemen. The nose tackle, Elliot DeVries at a defensive end, along with Kelby Dixon, a 185-pound senior. Cashton Caudell is a junior linebacker, along with Tyson Ruth, the senior. Colby Hofer, a sophomore linebacker, and Jonathan Peterson, a sophomore as well. Quinston Llewellyn-Clark and Gavin Moding are the cornerbacks, and C.J. Gainey in at strong safety. The free safety will be Colton McNeil, a sophomore at 155 pounds. For Huron, who is head coached by Drew Strand, first year as head coach, 6th in the system here in Huron overall. Also worth mentioning, one of the assistant coaches, Clayton Wallstrom, who is a Custer native but spent the last 2 years at Stanley County as their wrestling coach, but he is now here in Huron as well in the assistant coaching staff. Envirotech starters there for the Tigers. The Governors are coming up. In fact, let's give you those right now. Huron being announced on the field right now. The Governor starters, of course, not really much is needed to be changed. Lincoln Keenholz, the senior quarterback, who is just 43 yards shy of setting an 11-man passing record all time in South Dakota tonight. He should get that fairly quickly this evening. Brock Mosher, the junior, in at tailback, and the wideouts are the junior Cade Kaiser, Jack Merkwan, Brecken Kruger, also seniors for the wide receiving crew. Christian Bush is the senior in at center, with the guard at Matthew Coverdale, the junior. Jason Machachok, the senior, at the inside guard. Josh Switzer, an outside guard, and Matthew Brewer, the junior, at tackle for the Governors. Jet Zabel, the outstanding junior tight end. He of the 12 touchdown receptions in 6 games so far this season, leading the Governor receiving corps as well. Jason Machachok, the nose tackle, in at defense, flanked by the defensive tackles and Josh Rydberg, a senior, Emmett Anderson, the junior. Linebackers are Chase Sarda, the senior, Trey Lewis, the junior on the outsides. Inside linebackers, Deegan Huska, the senior, and Gavin Stotts, who played great at Brandon Valley a week ago, who is the middle linebacker. Chance Sarda, also an inside linebacker. The corners for the Governors, Jaden Weeby, the senior, Spencer Eastland getting the start, the junior for the Govs tonight, and the senior, Jacob Mayer, the free safety. For the Pierre Governors and head coach Steve Steele, 6-0 on the season, assisted by Matt Thorson, Nathan Nas, Scott Nye, Adam Spohr, Dan Machachok, Sean Lewis, Jeff Schleckaway, Brevin Kaiser, and Duncan Trow. Your Pierre Governor lineup starters, brought to you by Envirotech in Pierre. The other starting lineup to give to you is also the law on the court tonight. Our game officials, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's office. Thanks to our game officials for doing what is very often a thankless job in officiating high school sports. Referee is Jerry Beers tonight. Ryan Hageman is the umpire. Head linesman is Scott Mack, with the line judge Aaron Entringer, and the back judge Chad Vosikul. I believe these guys are from up around Watertown. Jerry Beers, Ryan Hageman, Scott Mack, Aaron Entringer, Scott Vosikul. They are the law on the field tonight, sponsored by the South Dakota Attorney General's office. We'll take a 3-minute timeout as they'll have the national anthem here, and we're still a few minutes away from kickoff, but we invite you to stay with us. We're getting there. Kickoff coming up Friday night under the lights. Pierre Governor football. Your official voice of the Governors is River 92.7, online at drgnews.com.
Envirotech makes life a little bit simpler. No matter what the circumstances, no matter what is handed to you, Envirotech has you covered. One call is all it takes to have easy setup, easy pickup, and easy payment. Call Envirotech at 605-224-4804 or use their website to pay your bill online at envirotechwaste.com. Use their mobile app, Waste Connect. Check their website or receive a robocall for collection schedule because of weather or holidays. Envirotech has you covered.
Attorney General Mark Vargo here, reminding you what your rights are when somebody knocks on your door to sell you something. Whether it's at your home or at your business, they are required to give you a 3-day right to cancel or give you a 100% money-back guarantee. With fall and winter fast approaching, our door-to-door salespeople are making a last-ditch effort to make their sales. If you've encountered this type of sale and have questions or concerns, please reach out to my Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota wants your trade. We also want any vehicle that you might be willing to part with. So much so that we'll give you an additional $200 Pure Pride dollars when you trade or when you let us buy your vehicle. Yes, $200 Pure Pride dollars when you trade or when you sell your vehicle to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
At American Family Insurance, we help protect what you've achieved so you can fearlessly go after your dreams. For auto, home, business, and life, contact us today. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance, Life Mutual, Standard of Ohio and Wisconsin Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin, 53783.
Call the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC, with offices in Pierre, Oneida, and Gettysburg.
Driven by the Office of Highway Safety. River 92.7, KGFX-FM, Pierre. Leave sooner, drive slower, live longer.
Comtech has your technology solutions. Check out their showroom located right off the truck route on Irwin Street. Come in and see what you've been missing. A large selection of TVs, sound systems, and smart speakers, PCs, desktops, and tablets, home and business security and telecommunication systems. Comtech is your all-in-one solution for any technology needs. Wishing all athletes the best of luck in today's competition. Comtech. Come see what you've been missing.
Back once again to Tiger Stadium in Huron, South Dakota. First time in a few years the Governors have been here. Huron has come to Hollister Field the last 2 seasons, but Governors looking to stay perfect on the year 6-0, taking on the 2-4 Tigers. We just heard from Comtech, Communication and Electronic Services in Pierre. They sponsor our opening kick, which will be conducted by the Pierre Governors. The Huron Tigers win the toss, and they have elected to receive. They'll be traveling right to left, and the Governors returning from left to right. This field is north and south, and the Governors will be heading north to south in that left to right direction here. Again, cold night. We're just under 50 degrees, about 49 for game time here in Huron, in the Fair City, and maybe the coldest game of the year so far. Might have some that are colder though, so I think everybody kind of likes getting out there and doing the things in football weather. It's just that you might have another longer sleeves on, maybe thicker gloves as well, but it will be Huron to return this opening kick. Tigers are in home orange jerseys with white numbers, black pants, black helmets. The Governors in their road whites for the 3rd week in a row, green numbers, green helmets, but they've got the black pants on that they had in Watertown 2 weeks ago. Last week at Brandon, they went with the greens, and that turned out well. Of course, white tops and black pants. White tops and black pants would worked out well in Watertown also. For the Governors, as it's not going to be Lincoln Keenol's kicking off. It'll be Jaden. Is Jaden Weeby wearing number 20 tonight? Ryland Derry. Oh, soccer season's over. That's right. Thank you. Ryland Derry, the kicker, and it's up, and a high end over end taken at the 6-yard line. Huron will pitch, and up across the 10-yard line, but coverage downfield, and it is Trey Lewis who gets down there to make the stop, and Huron's going to have pretty bad field position to get things going. So we're underway at 11:54 to go. Friday night, under the lights. Welcome aboard. Governor football here. DRGnews.com and, of course, on River 92.7, your official voice of Pierre Governor football. I'm Brian Oakland. It is Mason Davis who will run the show at quarterback for Huron. And they've got it on the near hash mark. Bunching up in the backfield, shotgun snap, inside handoff. Nope, that's a fake, and they'll go with Davis, and the ball may have come out on a big hit by the Governors. Gavin Stotts makes the hit, and Pierre comes up with it, and a takeaway just like that, and Pierre will have it. 1st and 10 in the Huron red zone. Huron with that... Huron with the fake of the handoff, and Davis elected to keep it, but as he got maybe 2 yards, Gavin Stotts puts a hit on him, and the Governors fall on it, and they'll have it 1st and 10 at about the 16-yard line. So already the Governors with Lincoln Keenholz in the gun, looking to throw. 1st and 10 far side. He's got his man out there, and I believe that's Cade Kaiser. Can't see the numbers. I think I'm going to have to pull out the binoculars once again. That is George Stolley who gets the start. I was thinking George might be in there to catch some passes here tonight. He's got a first down, or close to a first down gain. We'll call it a pickup of about 9. From the 16, now the ball resting at the 7. Stolley's first catch, Keenholz's first throw, 11:40 to go. That one went out of bounds. Now 2nd and 10. The Governors to the goal line, far side, and the pass is caught for a touchdown. And that's Brecken Kruger catching his first touchdown pass of the season. This one from 7 yards out, and after a fumble for the Tigers, 2 plays, the Governors complete 2 passes. Keenholz with his, trying to think and count, his 29th touchdown pass of the season. So Brecken Kruger once again with his first of the season at long last. 11:33 on the clock, and a 6-0 lead for the Governors. Andrew Campia in to try the PAT. Snap is good. Spot is down. It's a low line drive kick, but Campia will get it across the crossbar, and the Governors will strike first very early. A turnover by the Tigers. Quick 7 for the Governors. They lead Huron 7-0. Let's take a 30-second break. We're back for a Pierre kick when we return to Pierre Governor football.
Graham Tire of Pierre.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
Huron's first offensive play of the game was a fumble by the quarterback on a keeper. The Governors recover at the 16-yard line. 2 plays later, they get a 7-yard touchdown pass from Lincoln Keenholz to Brecken Kruger. Governors lead 7-0 after an Andrew Campia PAT. Ryland Derry kicking off. Deep man for Huron, taking it, and he'll bring it up the middle of the field, getting right to about the 20-yard line. Jonathan Peterson, the return man, as Huron will try again. Talked with Drew Strand in that pregame conversation about keys to success, what he called assignment football. And we talked a little bit about the fundamentals of the game. Huron certainly has had their struggles this season. They do have 2 wins. They had a nice win over Sturgis a few weeks back. Sturgis has been playing some pretty good football at times this season. Of course, they beat Douglas, who is still winless, last week. And here is Quinston Llewellyn-Clark, who will take the handoff, come up the middle of the field, might get a yard at best, maybe only a half a yard, but we'll give him the full 1. And it'll be 2nd down and about 9 for Huron. But again, when we talk about fundamentals and playing assignment football, kind of reminds me of what Watertown head coach John Hodorf talked to us about a couple of weeks ago. Governors went to Watertown. They had a pretty young team. Huron's going to be using, if not a young team, a somewhat inexperienced team. Mason Davis, a first-year quarterback, quick hitter out to the near side. Jonathan Peterson has the grab. He'll be run out of bounds by Jacob Mayer. And the youngster they call Bubba, good for just a few up to the 23. That'll be just a gain of 2 and 3rd down rather, and 7 to go coming up. So the Governors lead early.
3rd down and 7 for the Tigers.
It is 7-0, and again, Huron's first play of the game turned into a turnover and a fumble lost. Here with 2 offensive plays, the Governors with Lincoln Keenholz picking up 16 yards on that opening drive would have him just 27 yards shy of setting an 11-man passing record all time in South Dakota. Good pass here coming back to the side, but Davis's effort is through the hands of his intended receiver, C.J. Gainey, over here in front of the Tiger bench, which is the side right down below us. Governors across the way, of course, and the incompletion will result in a punt situation here for the Tigers. So the Governors will send Jaden Wiebe back, and Trey Lewis as well. Wiebe standing at about his own 41-yard line. Punter for Huron is Nick Kleinsasser. Short hops a low snap. It's number 44, Colby Hofer, who makes a good receive, and he gets a kickoff, and the Governors were bearing down on him as Trey Lewis will call for the fair catch and have it at about the 50-yard line. So just a 27-yard punt, but certainly could have been a little bit worse than that for the Tigers. And here comes Keenholz and company. And we'll see if Lincoln Keenholz can break an all-time state record here on this possession, starting right at the midfield stripe. 10:07 to go. Governors lead 7-0. Keenholz to Kruger. Touchdown pass from 7 yards out. So from left to right, Keenholz will have some help, and Brock Mosier in the backfield. Wideouts, 2 left, 1 right. Keenholz goes to the air, and this one, a couple of receivers crossing paths here, and Jet Zabel and Cade Kaiser, and this one will be incomplete right through the both of them. Talked to Coach Steele last year. You remember homecoming night, the Governors beat Huron 61-7. I really thought all night long the Huron defensive secondary in particular seemed to be blanketing guys like Jack Merkwant all night long, but it was just one of those nights where everything was falling down, and Lincoln Keenholz dropping dimes. Here he's got a pass completion near side. Kruger again for his second catch of the night. Short of a first down, but inside the 45 to about the 41. A pickup of 9. It'll be 3rd down and 1. And we'll keep that running tally. 25 yards now so far for Keenholz. The magic number is 43 to set a record. The matter of hand right now for the Governors is try to keep this drive going, pick up a yard here on 3rd down in certain 4-down territory. Fake the handoff. Keenholz out the far side. Kaiser coming to get it. Slips a tackle. Stays on his feet. Still has it. And Kaiser inside the 35 down to the 30. Maybe even the 29-yard line. A dozen more here in Kaiser. Tough to bring down. He slipped that first ankle tackle and out of it. And for a while, I thought it looked like he might go the distance on that one. Kaiser with his first of the night. So that's 37 yards through the air for Keenholz. On to the ground, and Brock Mosier sidesteps the man in the backfield. He'll go left side, and he'll carry a couple of Huron Tiger tacklers with him inside the 30 down to the 25. Gain of about 4 here. First rushing attempt for the Governors tonight. Clock running, 8:45, first down. Connor Johnson, the nose tackle, that got out there on the stop, left side. In fact, let's give him 5 to the 24 for Brock Mosier. 2nd down and 5. Keenholz alone in the backfield, looking to throw, looking for the end zone, single coverage, and this one is broken up. Good coverage out there once again, and we talked about what Huron defenders were seemingly capable of last year, even though Keenholz was dropping passes in all over the place. Well, the record could have been broken on that play, but it'll wait for a 3rd and 5 coming up. Lincoln 4 out of 6 with a touchdown, 37 yards as well. The touchdown again caught by Brecken Kruger. 2 receivers left to the short side of the field, which is the far side. Brecken Kruger alone to the right. Keenholz steps up in the pocket, still looking left. He'll tuck and run here. He's got a first down. He takes a hit, but also delivers a punch as well. Cashton Caudell in on the stop. Keenholz will make headway down to the 15-yard line, pick up 9 on his first quarterback keeper of the night, then a first down in the red zone for the Governors, who lead 7-0. Governors playing it methodically as Huron again trying to take away the big plays, but now for the second time in the red zone. Governors leading 7-0, looking for more. 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. Quick hitter out near side. Kruger has it. 15, makes his way to the 10 and tried to cut back into the middle of the field, but looks like his feet went out from under him at about the 7-yard line. Tyson Ruth in on the stop. There's 44, and if my math is correct, that's the yard that he needed right there, the all-time state record holder. I've got him at 44 yards now. Kruger with 3 catches. 7.5 minutes to go. Keenol's going to look for more from the 7. Steps away from the rush. Stays in the backfield. Now he'll come back this way. Throws, looking for a man, and almost intercepted, but knocked away nicely here. And that's Cade Kaiser, who turned into a defensive back. Gavin Moding almost got an interception at the goal line. Keenol's kept that play alive. But the Governors come up empty for now. It's still 3rd down, though, and 2 to go. They're at the 7-yard line. Again, Lincoln Keenol's unofficially with 44 yards here on his first 8 attempts. He needed 43 to break Austin Sumner of Brandon Valley's all-time state 11-man passing record. Keenol's floats to the end zone looking for Zabel, and this is broken up as well. Chad Zabel can't come down with it, and the Tiger defense standing their ground. Give a lot of credit to Colton McNeil and company making plays. McNeil, the free safety, getting over there. Over here on the near side. Governors not satisfied. 4th down and 2. 7-0. They have the lead. Keenol's will stay alone in the backfield. He'll send Kaiser way wide to the left, and they bunch him up. Trips to the right here on the short side and the near side of the field. Keenol's going to keep it. Run in that direction. 1st down to the 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown. Lincoln Keenol's on the quarterback keeper. On an 8th play of a 50-yard drive, will walk it in for his 12th rushing touchdown of the season. This one from 7 yards out. And the Governors lead 13-0. 7:02 to go. Gov's taking maybe a little more time than expected on that possession, but they are 2 for 2. Again, had a short field to play on in the first one, and a medium-sized field, let's call it this time. Here's Rylan Derry again. Left-handed kicker. Governors' soccer season came to an end this past week. Rylan will get a place kick up and through. And on the scoreboard right now, the Governors have a 14-0 advantage, leading the Huron Tigers here on the road. We'll take a 30-second break. Govs will kick when we come back. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
No need to be afraid of all those upcoming holiday expenses. Oahe Federal Credit Union's holiday loan special is back. Borrow up to $1,500 for 12 months at 7% APR. Apply online or stop in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre. Oahe Federal Credit Union, where we treat you like you own the place, because you do.
People helping people. Oahe Federal Credit Union.
Governors going 8 plays and 50 yards in their second possession of the night. This one takes 3 minutes and 5 seconds off the clock. Lincoln Keenol's along the way, breaking the all-time state 11-man passing record, just with a little 7-yard hookup to his cousin Brecken Kruger. He ends the drive on a 7-yard quarterback keeper for 6. Rylan Derry getting some kicking opportunities. With the PAT through, he kicks off, as well as Jonathan Peterson will take it back at the 5-yard line, trying to get back up into the middle of the field, but nowhere to go. Governor special teams very quick. Finishing off is Titan Winkler, and the Tigers will have a poor field position once again here, as Thompson just didn't have enough blockers to follow. Spotted at the 18-yard line for the Tigers as they trail 14-0. First quarter, 6:55 to go. Good to have you here on a Friday night, Governors and the Tigers. Over the years, there have been a lot of good battles between these two teams. That's some important games even back before the playoff system was was dreamt of, but even back in my years in the late 80s, there was some hotly contested battles between these two teams. A loss on the play of a yard. Quinston Llewellyn unable to make any headway there. 6.5 minutes to play, and the Tigers will huddle it up. Well, maybe a little indecision on what's going on. Receivers are out ready to go, but huddle back at it once again. Really no play clock here, so they'll have to keep an eye on the back judge if they really start running out of time, and time allotted to run a play. Mason Davis takes the shotgun snap. Quick throw out near side. Pass is caught, but the Governors are there defending. And immediately running him out of bounds is Deegan Huska. The receiver is number 88, Rylan Zaveski, the tight end. And they put him back to the 18-yard line. So the Tigers know that if they're going to make plays, they've got to get the ball out of their quarterback's hands quickly. But the Governors blanketing on defense. Now a 3rd and 10 situation here. Clock will continue to run at 5:40. They didn't rule that play out of bounds. Davis surveying. Governors lead 14-0 early. Davis rolling back and now throws a screen over the middle, and the pass is caught. There are Tigers and there are Governors all bunched together. Jacob Mayer will be in on the stop. I believe Jonathan Peterson was called as the receiver on this play. They'll give him a couple, but it'll be well short of a first down. 3 for 4, but only for 5 yards for Mason Davis so far. So it'll be Colby Hofer on to punt once again. His second effort coming up with 5 minutes to play. Steps up to about his 8-yard line, unloads it, and this one will take a good bounce into Governor territory, right in between the Pierre Deep men and Wiebe and Lewis, and all the way back to the 36-yard line. This ball will be downed by Gavin Moding. So the Governors hold serve once again. They've turned the Tigers over on a fumble, and they've held them to 2 3-and-outs as well. Govs are 2 for 2 on offense. They lead 14-0. They'll be looking for more. Starting up with 4:47 to play at their own 36-yard line. Heading from left to right, and again north to south. Wind not a factor tonight. The flag to our south, to our right is resting at the top of the pole. Keno's ready to go again. A little quick hitter to Mosier out left side, makes his move up the far seam. Was hit right away at the 35, but he dives forward for 3. And the Governors keeping with the short passing so far. Lincoln Keno's longest completion is only 12 yards to this point. As Mosier catches his first, that is the 6th completion in 10 attempts for Lincoln Keno's. Keno's from the far side. Hashmark takes that snap. Rolls out near side to the right, and he'll throw underneath. Jed Zabel has it. Plenty of room. 45, 50, near side. 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. It is a touchdown. Jed Zabel and the Pierre Governors. And what a job blocking downfield. And unfortunately, there is a flag. I've become accustomed to looking back upfield when the Governors get long touchdowns, it seems. Wipe this one away. There is a holding penalty called against the Governors as the flag rests all the way back at the 32-yard line of Pierce. So this one happening well behind the line of scrimmage, which was the 39. What would have been a 61-yard touchdown pass, catch and run for Jet Zabel, is nullified. And the first penalty of the night for the Governors will take points off the board. We'll see where they mark it back to. The flag was resting in between the 31 and the 32-yard line, but they will put this one all the way back to the 22-yard line. So a 17-yard loss essentially here. And the Governors going to have to play on a longer field, to say the least. 4 minutes, actually 3:59 to go now, first quarter. Still second down, but second and long. Call it 2nd and 24 from the Governor 22. Keno's back to throw. Now looking over the middle. Has plenty of time, but he'll come back out near side on the flat. It's Mosier. He's got the 30 and the 40, and he'll lower the shoulder. Was ready to take a hit from C.J. Gainey, but it was Mosier who stayed on his feet running out of bounds. Gainey gets him out. And that's the the positive for the Tigers. But a first down gain on just a little short pass to Brock Mosier up across midfield to the Huron 49. That's a gain of 29 yards. Longest pass completion so far. Keenhol's ready to go again. There's Zabel underneath, ranging far side to the 40, to the 35, and they'll get him out of bounds there at about the 32. And again, the Governors can pick up chunks of yards in so many different ways. Zabel will be spotted all the way to the 31 of the Tigers. And quickly 18 more here. Zabel's 61-yarder earlier didn't count because of a penalty, but he's got his first catch that stands for 18 yards this time. 3:20 clock runs. To the Tiger 31. Keenhol's ready to go. Wasting little time. Over the middle. Zabel through his hands, and it's picked off by the Tigers at the 15-yard line. Ashton Caudell is that. Number 15 with the interception. Colder night. The ball is cold. It's going to be tough to haul him in every time, but a pass intercepted here by the Tigers. Caudell in as Johnny on the spot. Pass was there, but it zipped right through Jet Zabel's hands. And Huron will have it 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. So, first turnover by the Governors. They still lead 14-0, but the Tigers sticking to their assignments, as Coach Drew talked about. Caudell in the right place at the right time. Now Huron comes out in a potential passing mode. 3 receivers left. Fake the handoff. They'll come out near side, and Zaveski unable to haul this one in. As the pass a little bit too tall, but Zaveski certainly probably should have had that one. 3 of 5 so far from Mason Davis. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 in the incomplete pass. 3:02 left to go, first quarter. We'll get up the scoreboard, take a look at some scores from around 11 AA and 11 AAA in particular. Halftime and postgame, we'll get a full Central South Dakota scoreboard passed along as much as we can. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers from south to north. Davis wants to throw again, has a slant pass, and this one caught by C.J. Gainey. Governors a little soft on the coverage. Spencer Schonsberg, though, gets right there and gets Gainey down, but that's a gain of 11 and a first down for Huron, their first of the night. Good pass this time for Mason Davis. And a good, quick route run here. Also for C.J. Gainey, his first catch of the night. Longest play so far for the Tigers as well as they move the chains. Now to the 30, 1st and 10, 3 receivers left. Gainey is alone to the right. Here's Quinston Llewellyn-Clark, who spins out of one tackle. Can't get away from the second hit, though. And Chase Sarda was in there among others, but Trey Lewis also with that initial pursuit. A loss of a couple here for Llewellyn. And the Tigers picking up a first down on a couple of pass plays, but on the ground haven't been able to do much of anything. Right now 4 carries total for 0 yards. And they also lost a fumble on a running play on their first play from scrimmage. We are under 2 to go. First quarter, 14-0 Govs. And that slant pass again attempted here for Davis. Schonsberg is right there to negate that pass or defend. And looked like Gainey, the intended receiver, once again. I'm not so sure he didn't get his bell rung. He's trying to kind of straighten things out a little bit, but he's staying in there. And Davis ready, waiting for the play. Now Gainey has checked out, or it's Zaveski rather. Rylan Zaveski, who's got his helmet off here on the near side, and he'll get some attention perhaps from the training staff. So Llewellyn in the backfield. Got a slot back on the wing. And then another slot and a wide out right side. One receiver alone to the left. Davis rolls out right, and that pass through the hands of his intended receiver. And again, that cold ball. This is the first time I think teams have really had to deal with the chill. 2 weeks ago wasn't all that warm of a night when the Governors were in Watertown. I think Huron was in Sturgis that particular evening as well, or rather Aberdeen. They hosted Aberdeen 2 weeks ago. Colby Hofer ready to punt once again as another incomplete pass falls. Colby Hofer waiting as Huron gets full cast of characters out on the field. Too deep for the Governors. Sarda giving chase. Can't get to it, though, and a fair catch will be called for and taken by Trey Lewis just on the Pierre side of the 50-yard line. Call it at the 48. Kick of about 24 yards here for the Tigers. So with 1:32 to go, quarter number one, the Governors scored on their first 2 possessions, were intercepted on their third, and a pass through the hands of Jet Zabel. Keenholz' third interception thrown on the season, but Pierre's got good field position at their own 47-yard line. So ready to go with Lincoln and the guys from the middle of the field. Lincoln wants to go long here, looking for Kaiser. Stumbled, but he's got it at the 10-yard line. Defender falls down, and Cade Kaiser is in for 6. Again, good coverage here by Huron, but Cade Kaiser able to haul it in, and he stays on his feet. Goes about the last 10 or 12 yards for the score. That is a 53-yard touchdown pass from Lincoln Keenholz to Cade Kaiser. Cade's second catch of the night. Governors up the lead to 20-0, a one-play scoring drive here. Campia will come on for a PAT as he and Ryland Derry appear to be alternating opportunities, even though Derry's been doing the kicking off in place of Lincoln Keenholz, who's been normally doing that. Campia 2 for 2, another low line drive, makes its way across the crossbar. And with 1:21 to go in quarter number one, the Governors up their lead to 3 scores. They lead Huron 21-0. 30-second break. We're back for a Governor kick. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
We all want to be happy, but sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change. We all want to...
Limestone Canyon's...
Well, the Governors, after holding Huron to their third 3 and out, take the punt on a fair catch at the 47-yard line. Lincoln Keenholz finally unloading on a long pass play. He hits Cade Kaiser over the middle in single coverage. Kaiser catches it at the 12. He walks it in for 6 after the Huron defender fell down. Andrew Campia's PAT makes it 21-0. Welcome back to Tiger Stadium here on senior night in Huron. Ryland Derry ready to kick once again. Low line drive this time, taken by an up man at the 21. Up inside the near hash mark and across the 30 to the 35. Huron will start with their best field position on the night. Trying to see who that might have been who received that pass. Maybe number, nope, I was going to say 11, but it's not Dylan Lichty. He's one of the seniors who is injured for Huron and unable to play tonight. But the Tigers have it at their own 37-yard line with 1:14 to go, quarter number one. That last scoring drive, just one play taking 11 seconds for the Governors to up their lead once again. Keenholz up to about 147 on the ground, or through the air. Here's Davis on a quarterback keeper, faking the handoff. He'll run straight into Gavin Stotts, the Governor middle linebacker, who will push him back from the line of scrimmage. He does get back to that spot, but still at the 37, a gain of nothing for quarterback Mason Davis. Drew Strand, Huron head coach, who is in his first year. Once again, we mentioned 6th year in the program. Scott Spanton resigning after a few seasons at the helm at the end of last season. Drew Strand, just 30 years old, went to Dakota State University, actually played as a freshman for the DSU Trojans with a guy that by the name of Steve Steele, who was an assistant coach on that team. Of course, the Governor head coach. Now, Trey Lewis into the backfield. He'll drop the quarterback of the Tigers to the floor, and that is a quarterback sack. Loss of 5 on the play. First time the Governors get to the Huron quarterback. And it'll be 3rd down and 15. That'll be the last play of the first quarter, though. It's been a productive quarter, but a turnover for each team at that. Huron turnover turned right away into 7 points for the Governors, and Pierre leads it now on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard at the end of the first quarter, 21-0. Scoreboard from Gales Gas Service in Pierre as we pause for 60 seconds. We'll go to quarter number 2. In fact, let's take a 30-second break. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football and your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Waterfalls and pristine beauty make Spearfish a sanctuary for those seeking the ultimate escape. Outdoor enthusiasts will find top-notch sport climbing, mountain biking, and UTV OHV trails. Guests are steps away from peaceful hiking trails and tranquil streams. Relax and rehash your day's adventure at one of our award-winning local breweries. Finding rest is an important part of any adventure. Lodging in Spearfish comes with a variety of choices, from cabins, B&Bs, and campgrounds to the comforts of your popular brand-name hotels. To find your unique adventure in Spearfish, go to visitspearfish.com now.
Service Master of Pierre is your go-to service experts for a wide variety of cleaning needs. Since 2003, we have developed the most effective methods and products to service virtually every type of industry. We're known for our exceptional carpet and upholstery cleaning, but did you know we also offer cleaning of all types of flooring, along with providing fire and water restoration, commercial cleaning, janitorial services, and construction cleanup. Service Master of Pierre is a proud sponsor of TF Riggs Governors and Lady Govs, as well as Stanley County Buffaloes and Lady Buffs activities.
Partners. Brian Oakland with the play-by-play as we switch sides. Huron moving from left to right now as we'll begin our second quarter. The Governors leading 21-0 on top of the Huron squad here in the Fair City. Huron in orange and black. On a 3rd and 15, beginning our second quarter of play. Mason Davis rolling back, now wants to go long. Jacob Mayer has an interception at the 38-yard line. Is that pass just a little bit overthrown? Mayer to the far side of the field, has the 50, trying to turn the corner, won't get there, but Jacob Mayer hauls one in. Mayer with a famous interception his last time that he took one away. That was in the state championship that led to a game-winning field goal. Here, Jacob Mayer will set up the Governors with their second takeaway of the night. And Pierre leading 21-0. We'll have it 1st and 10 at the Huron 49-yard line. Didn't quite make the 50. Was pushed back from there. Actually, it's the Pierre 49 now that we're in the second quarter. Jacob Mayer with a nice defensive play. Lincoln Keenholz will go to George Stolle near side on a pass out on the flat. Stolle getting more playing time and more opportunities. Coach Steve Steele told me that, believe it or not, it's George Stolle, probably the fastest guy on this squad, and maybe the coaching staff hoping to maybe see Stolle get going. Maybe get into open space. An 11-yard pickup for Keenholz and Stolle, and the Governors have a first down. Keenholz on the near hash mark. Back to pass once again. Stays short with it. Zabel going to be wrapped up and brought down. Good play here. It is not easy to bring down Jet Zabel. Certainly not with an arm tackle, but Cashton Caudell doing a good job in coverage this time inside the 40 to about the 38. It's a pickup of only 2 yards. 160 now in 16 attempts for Lincoln Keenholz. And again, he only needed 43 to pass the all-time 11-man state passing record. He's still about 1,000 yards short of the 9-man record, which would be an all South Dakota record. Here's miscommunication. Keenholz and Kruger not on the same page. Kruger coming in on a slant, but Keenholz may be thinking up and out on that one. That's an incomplete pass. It'll be 3rd down and 8 here for the Govs. Don't see that very often from the Governor offense. Keenholz going to stay by himself in the backfield as they're ready to go again. 3 receivers left, and this time Huron will flinch on the first clap by Keenholz, and the rest of the Governors stayed put. So an encroachment penalty for the Tigers. It'll be their first of the night, first penalty that is. Governors will get a 5-yard helper instead of 3rd and 8. It'll be 3rd and 3 at the Tiger 33-yard line. 10:39 to go, second quarter, far hash mark. Keenholz keeps the guys in the same formation, trips left. He'll go back to the right, and there is Kruger who's got the up and out this time. I think they basically kept the same play as before. They just made sure that they were on the same page this time. A pickup of 9 for Brecken Kruger, and it's a first down Pierre. Kruger already with 4 catches on the night. That is a season high. First and 10 from the 24-yard line. Keenol's ready to go again. Again, floater over the middle, and he's picked off for a second time. He just didn't get it this time to Jet Zabel. Colby Hofer cuts in front and picks it off, number 44. First interception went through the receiver's hands. This time it's just Hofer jumping the route. And Lincoln Keenol's has been picked off for a second time, and that doubles his output on the entire season coming in. We told you Huron last season was pretty good in coverage. They're not doing all that bad here tonight either. They do trail 21-0, but give the Tigers some credit. Assignment football playing out for Drew Strand and his defense. Now on offense, Davis will throw quickly, near side up the hash mark. And Gavin Stotts with a big finishing hit after Deegan Huska, I believe it is. Getting him down low. Gavin Moding on the catch, and that'll put them up to, well, let's call it the 19-yard line. Pickup of about 3 after the takeaway. Governors with their second turnover tonight now. Both on interceptions of Lincoln Keenol's. 9:40 to go here in the second quarter. 21-0 Pierre. Quinston Llewellyn Clark, the ball carrier. Straight give to the tailback, and up to the 20-yard line is all he'll get, and that's just a 1-yard pickup. Third down at about 6. So again, sometimes, last week we saw the Governors giving up a couple of, or actually turning the ball over on their first 2 possessions at Brandon Valley. Tonight so far in 5 possessions, they have scored 3 times, but now have turned it away a couple times once again. Tigers with it, 3rd and a long 6, under 9 minutes to play. In the first half, a 21-0 Governor lead. Davis waits for the snap, in the gun, has it, fakes the handoff. He'll come straight up the middle, run into a couple of Governor linebackers, but he's going to be close to a first down. Stotts and Huska in on the stop. Across the 25 to the 26, and that is right out about the line to game. The officials are not going to measure. They'll just say move them. So first down pickup for Huron, their second chain mover of the night. Tigers obviously, again, with some youth and inexperience that they have out on that field, they'll take all the positives they can get. And again, you can... there's things like that within a game you can feel good about, even if you still trail 21-0 here with 8:10 to play. First half, Davis, another quick pass out to the far side, stop and go, but running into a couple of defenders is the receiver for the Tigers. Trey Lewis on the catch. Not sure who got that catch for the Tigers. Might have been Peterson. It'll be a 2-yard pickup, though, at the 28-yard line. If that was Peterson, he's got 3 grabs, but all of them for 2 yards each. Huron's trying to just go with that quick fire offense. Short routes, maybe get some athleticism, hopefully, to make big plays. Here's Llewellyn. He'll bounce out left side. Now far sideline has a first down pickup. There is what Quinston Llewellyn Clark is capable of, getting him in open space, especially if he can turn the corner. And he gets the corner on the short side of the field. Far side up to the 40-yard line, a gain of 12. Tigers will move the chains again. Llewellyn's longest of 5 attempts tonight. Got 12 on that one, but he's got a total of about 13 on those 5 carries now as we hit the 7-minute mark of quarter number 2. You're up 21-0. Davis will stay in the gun. Two receivers right to this side now. Still on the far hash mark, though. Davis now looking over the middle and has Zaveski with the catch. Into Pierre territory. Zaveski still on his feet. Now 4 Governors finally pushing him back forward. Progress stopped. Good pass, Mason Davis. And a good receive to Rylan Zaveski, well into Pierre territory at the 35. Pickup of 25 on that one, and back-to-back first downs for the Tigers. Davis throwing the ball well, 10 attempts now, and updating his yardage to about 43. You do enough of that short yardage, short throw pickup, and eventually maybe the downfield stuff will open up. That's what we saw there. Now Davis wants to go with a timing pattern here, but C.J. Gainey could not release from the Governor defender here, which I believe is Spencer Schonsberg, and that one will fall harmlessly to the turf. Incomplete, 2nd and 10. Clock stopping at 6:14 to go. Tigers on a good drive here. This will be their 8th play of it coming up, and their deepest penetration into the Governor territory. In fact, their first trip into Pierre territory on the night. Davis comes to the near side, gets the play, heads back out into the huddle to the far hash mark. Huron 2-4. They've won 2 of their last 3 games. One out at Sturgis in a game that they led the entire way, but Scoopers made it close in 34-32 at the end. And then, of course, the homecoming win over Douglas last week. Floater out. Davis has his man. This is Caudell out of the backfield. First down to the 20, near side of the 15. Chance Sarda finally runs him down, but it'll be another first down and a 20-yard pickup. Good play drawn up by the Tigers here. As Cashton Caudell, a backup running back, gets out into the flat. Davis delivered it well. So, the Tigers on the move, looking to try to get on the board against a very good Governor defense. For the first time, 5:45 to go, second quarter, 21-0 Govs. Davis wants to throw again, this one over the middle, and it's broken up. Jacob Mayer got a hand in there just as Jonathan Peterson wanted to bring it in. Zaveski announced as the intended receiver. Tigers fortunate maybe that one wasn't picked off. They'll have it 2nd and 10, still in the red zone at the 15-yard line. Huron trying to make some noise here against the Govs. Got to hand it to Davis. We saw him play a little bit in backup of Cade McNeil last year, and McNeil was a 2 or maybe 3-year starter for this team. They lost a good one. Also, Max Kranzler in that receiving corps from a year ago. Llewellyn gets out of there. 15-10, 5-touchdown. Quinston Llewellyn, the Governors got some penetration into the backfield, but Llewellyn just sidestepped the penetration and suddenly gets through the left side of the line. And I'm not sure the linebackers or the defensive secondary really knew that Quinston Llewellyn Clark had broken out of the backfield. I think Pierre might have thought that they had him bottled up. Not so. 15-yard touchdown run for Quinston Llewellyn Clark, and the Tigers are on the board at the 5:31 mark of the second quarter. Nick Kleinsasser is the PAT, or the place kicker, we should say, left-handed booter, and it is up and good. So, great drive of the Huron Tigers. They're on the board. They still trail 21-7 to the Governors, but with 5.5 minutes to go, Huron will kick when we return. You're listening to Governor Football.
Every farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind. AgTegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, AgTegra will link your farm to the future. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Well, the underdog, Huron Tigers, with a beautiful drive. 10 plays, 84 yards, going 4 minutes and 9 seconds on that one. The complete passes along the way. Mason Davis throwing the ball well, hit Rylan Zaveski on a big pass play, and Quinston Llewellyn-Clark actually hit Cashton Caudell on a 20-yard pass to set it up at the 15. Quinston Llewellyn-Clark runs it in from there. Kleinsasser's PAT makes it 21-7. Governors with Jaden Wiebe on a big return far side out to the 50-yard line into Tiger territory. Maybe the last line of defense bringing him down. Otherwise, Wiebe could have created more and more. Daylight here, so Pierre with a good return after their defense was scored upon all the way to the Huron 46-yard line. Here it'll be 1st and 10. Pierre obviously with plenty of time at 5:19 to go. Here in the second quarter, they'll look to counter a Tiger touchdown, maybe, and hopefully with one of their own. Kane Knowles will stay in the backfield by himself. Mosier in motion from right to left this time, and flat pass out near side. Mosier gets up high, hauls it in. 45 to the 40, cuts back toward the seam in between the numbers and the hash mark inside the 35 down to the 30. Good shifty run here for Brock Mosier after catch. And a gain of 16 and a Governor first down just like that. Pierre has only had 3 rushing attempts tonight. This is the 19th pass play for the Governors. Mosier with his 3rd grab of the night. Keenel stays in the gun from the near hash mark. It's cold out, folks. Keenels rolls right, throws. There's a flag down here on the near side as Cade Kaiser says he's hauled it in, but the official on the far side says no. They'll call it incomplete, but we'll check the flag first before figuring out what else is going to happen here on this one. Flag resting in the backfield at the 37-yard line, assuming this is on the Governors. Maybe another hold. They had one holding penalty that wiped away a 61-yard would-be touchdown for Jet Zabel. Holding on the Governors, the center Christian Bush named as the guilty party. Another holding penalty that goes, or that occurs 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And all the way back to the 46 is where they'll spot this one. So first down at about 26, 27 maybe, for the Governors here. Still on the Tiger side of the field. Stolle in motion here, left to right. Keenol's going to roll that way. There's another flag thrown. Now one from the other side of the field. Keenol's has to roll out and throw it away. So both sideline officials throw flags. The one on the near side here threw it immediately. Maybe the second side official saw the same thing, but just took a while to get his flag out. You think of these, illegal formation. You saw those a couple of times at Brandon Valley, one that wiped away a huge touchdown for the Governors. So now a 5-yard mark off against the Govs, or is Huron declining this? They're actually going to decline it and take the result of the play. An incomplete pass for Keenol's, and it'll be 2nd down and 26. Back to the 46-yard line still. Bunch up the receivers. In fact, 4 eligible on the near side here. Keenol's with one receiver right, wants to go that way. Timing pattern, has a man. Kaiser, I believe it is. Can't haul it in though. Inside the 10-yard line, Cade Kaiser just couldn't get it. Gavin Moding was right there, but Keenol's looked like he was about ready to drop that one down. Again, looking a long ways away. But Kaiser just couldn't get it. Normally a short-handed receiver. So now 3rd and a Beetle County mile here. 3rd and 27, we'll call it, from the 46-yard line. 21-7, Governors lead. But after Huron went on a 10-play, 84-yard scoring drive, Governors still trying to counter, but they'll stay short here on the screen out right side and leave it to Brock Mosier, but good pursuit, catching back up from the defensive line. Tigers will run him down inside the 45 of the 43, and still a long ways away even from the original line of scrimmage here for the Governors. Pickup of 3. The Governors probably will play the field position game, and they'll bring the punting unit on. Mosier catching passes out of the backfield, his 4th of the night. Lincoln Keenholz, the punter, will stand at his own 42-yard line. Huron's got 2 guys back deep at their 10 or inside. Expecting a big one here from Lincoln Keenholz. Snap is a good one. Keenholz will step up ahead of his 45, and it's up in the air high. It'll take a Pierre bounce at the 15-yard line and angle and come to a stop right there. So the Tigers have picked off Lincoln Keenholz twice. Now they hold the Governors to a punt. And after one long drive was completed in 10 plays, they'll have 3:27 to try another long drive here. Tigers have it at their own 15 with 3:27 to play. 21-7, Governors. Governor Football brought to you in part by your Pierre Sports marketing sponsors, including Bank West, the Brittany Shufflebine Agency, LLC of American Family Insurance, Beck Motors, Dakota Storm Roofing, Kruger Contracting, and the Dairy Queen in Pierre. 1st and 10. Here come the Tigers. Mason Davis on a keeper, I believe it was. And Pierre's defense on the left side will push Davis back, and we've got a play stoppage. See if somebody called a timeout. Yep. And I think Pierre is going to try to save some time. So they'll use the timeout here. Their first charge timeout, a loss of a yard for Mason Davis. Coca-Cola timeout on the field, and we'll take it with them. It's brought to you by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre. Let's take a 30-second timeout. Govs lead 21-7 on River 92.7.
When you're in the need for high-quality replacement auto parts, look no further than Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop in Pierre. Zander's has been servicing the Pierre area for over 40 years. Their professional parts techs can get you the part you need and get you back on the road. Stop by Zander Auto Parts and Machine Shop at 500 West Sioux in Pierre or call 224-9221. Zander's, your source for domestic and foreign auto parts and accessories. When you're in the need...
First charge timeout for the Governors. I think the idea will be to try to make stops here and use timeouts to save as much time as they can. 3:18 to go here in the first half. Govs lead 21-7, but so far have not scored in the second quarter. Mason Davis in the gun here. Quinston Llewellyn, who has a 15-yard touchdown back there with him. 2 receivers wide to the right, 1 far side to the left. Davis keeps it on the ground. This is Llewellyn Clark up ahead of the 15-yard line, lowers the shoulders and the head. And E.J. Bucci is in there on a stop, and another whistle and another timeout coming here for the Governors. Spotted at the 18-yard line this time. It'll be 3rd down and about 6, maybe 7 when we return after this Coca-Cola timeout in 30 seconds. This is Governor Football.
For high quality.
Stay in a beautiful Black Hills vacation home, the Summit on Dancing Sky near Leeds, South Dakota, in the popular Powder House Pass development. It's a modern rustic design with over 5,000 square feet, 6 bedrooms, and 5 baths for you to enjoy. You'll get gorgeous views of the Terry Peak Mountain Range. There's a community pool to enjoy, and you're close to all the attractions like Deadwood, Sturgis, Spearfish, and a whole lot more. The Summit on Dancing Sky. Visit them at DancingSky.com.
Your winning destination, the Golden Buffalo Casino in Lower Brule, gives you more chances to win. Hot seat drawings, pick a prize drawings, chances to win great prizes, the hottest slots around. It's all just waiting for you at the Golden Buffalo Casino. Find out more by logging on to thegoldenbuffalocasino.com and by following them on Facebook. Just minutes north of Reliance, exit 248. We'd like to thank you for tuning into this broadcast and supporting our area youth. The Golden Buffalo Casino, proud to support Live Ticket.
Chance Sarda all the way out ahead of the 35-yard line, about the 45, up to the 49. A gain of 31 on a little swing pass from Mason Davis to Quinston Llewellyn Clark. Boy, have the Huron Tigers of late come to play against the Governors here. Their offense making plays. 31 yards this time, as mentioned. Llewellyn Clark with his first catch of the night. It's nothing fancy for the Tigers, but they need to get whatever chunk plays they can, and that's what Coach Drew Strand said. Try to get the big plays where and when possible. Near hash mark, rolling this way, and a little dump off. Zaveski was hearing footsteps, and this one dropped just inside Governor territory at about the 45-yard line. Incomplete pass will stop the clock, and that will help the Governor cause. 2:53 to go. Tigers are in a situation where you really don't want to give the Governors the football back with very much time here in this first half, but obviously feeling confident in their offense, they do want to move the football as much as possible, and if that means throwing the football, then that's what they'll try to do. So from the near hash mark again, the Governor 49-yard line. Well, I'm going to be a helper in the backfield as Davis will stand in the pistol. Again, wing back left side with a slot and a wide out far side. One receiver here to the right. Davis wants to throw. This will be a floater, though, and it's up in the air. Huska couldn't get it. It's hauled in by Colby Hofer. Inside the Pierre 20. Deegan Huska went for the interception, but Colby Hofer, number 44, is the one who comes down with it. And the Tiger fans with a lot to cheer about here on senior night. Huron into the red zone for the second time. Spotted at the 17-yard line of the Governors. That is a gain of 34 yards. Davis, I'll tell you what, when he threw that pass, I thought that was an interception waiting to happen. It was kind of a floater and just a wobbler. Here comes Llewellyn starting left, coming back to the right on a counter play. And a gain of 2, I believe, maybe 3. They'll give it to the 15. And we'll call that a 2-yard pickup. Gavin Stotts in on the stop, now down to 2 minutes to go, and right now the Governors have started this defensive set with a couple of timeouts, trying to save time for an offensive opportunity. Right now have to be more concerned with keeping the Tigers out of the end zone. 21-7 Pierre, but this second quarter has belonged to the home team. Davis ready to go once again, snaps and claps, he's got it. Quick hitter out to the left side, and the ball's on the ground. Say the Governors. Officials will come in, get a closer look at his Pierre football. So the Huron receiver, not sure who that is, going to be slow getting up. Governors make a big hit, and that may have certainly jarred the football loose. Pierre will take their third takeaway here. We'll take an injury timeout here. Coca-Cola bottling with all timeouts, but hopefully the Huron receiver will be able to get up here shortly. 1:31 to go as the Governors will take over at their own 12-yard line when we return. More Pierre Governor football.
Dosey's Signs in Chamberlain isn't your run-of-the-mill sign shop. Todd and Doug take the time to listen to your needs and come up with an innovative and effective design to fit your budget and take your advertising to the next level. Dozy specializes in any size or event sporting banners, storefronts and awnings, and letters or numbers for windows, vehicle boats, and enclosed trailers. Need something more flashy? We can do a vehicle wrap, illuminated signs, billboards, and LED lighting. If you can dream it, we can design and build it. Dozy's is a proud sponsor of local sports and communities activities. Dozy's Signs.
KGFX-FM, Pierre. Slow the drive, arrive alive.
Well, good news for football fans alike. Gavin Moding, who took a big hit, maybe just got the wind knocked out of him. He's up and off the field on his own power, but the Governors, with a fumble takeaway, now have it 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line with 1:31 to play. Quarterback keeper, this is Keenholz. 30, 40, nobody's catching him. 50, 40, goodbye, Lincoln Keenholz. One play, and the Governors with that quick strike ability. It's Keenholz for 88 yards and the score. Lincoln Keenholz, I think you can call his speed deceptive, to say the least. He's 6'3". You don't think of him as a speedster, but yet he still outruns everybody. He got out in motion, got through the defense. Was on the far side, and the defensive secondary just couldn't catch up with him. Long strides for the 6'3", 195-pounder Lincoln Keenol's 88 yards to pay dirt. So just like that, the Governors turn away the Tigers in the red zone, and one play later, it's 27-7. Ryland Derry's PAT is through. Tack on a +1. Pierre suddenly, just like that, back up by 21. It's 28-7 Governors with 1:17 to go in the second quarter. Let's pause for 30 seconds. Pierre kicks when we return to Pierre Governor football.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota is serving the Central South Dakota
Stadium as the Tigers have played outstanding football here in this second quarter. Got a touchdown, got a defensive stop. They've picked off Lincoln Keenol's a couple of times, with the Governors in short time trying to get out of the shadow of their own goalpost after turning the Tigers over themselves. And it was Lincoln Keenol's who just, again, wanted to get maybe a chunk play, get them in a better situation to start throwing the football. No need. Keenol's 88 yards up the middle, bouncing out to the right side to the house. It's 28-7. Ryland Derry with a kickoff from the 10-yard line. A little stop and go on the return here. Quinston Llewellyn showing the shiftiness once again. He'll come out across the 30-yard line to the near side. And it'll be Huron starting right at about that spot. It looks like they will spot right on the 30. So with 1:09 to play, again, just one play. The second time the Governors had a one-play scoring drive earlier tonight. A Lincoln Keenol's to Cade Kaiser 53-yard touchdown pass. But here Keenol's with an 88-yard run. Keenol's with 2 touchdowns through the air, has one to Brecken Kruger to start the scoring tonight. Now Lincoln's got 2 touchdowns himself, another 4 so far on the season. Here's Cashton Caudell out of the backfield looking to run the football, but the Governors pursue. E.J. Bucci, Josh Rydberg, among others, in on the hold up there at the 29. That's a loss of a yard for Caudell. They're already used a couple of timeouts, not using one here. We're in the final minute of the second quarter with 40 seconds to play. Coaching staff seems to be quite content now with a 21-point lead, where they were in danger a moment ago of falling behind or seeing that 21-point lead falling to 7. As Huron got into the red zone for the second time. But a big hit of the receiver Gavin Moding by the Governors. Here's Llewellyn coming up the middle, bouncing out right side, short side of the field. The Governors will run him to the sideline, but they'll stay inbounds. And it's Trey Lewis and Gavin Stotts who are usually right near the football. That'll be the final play, though, of the first half as Llewellyn makes way to the 36. A pickup of 7 on the final play of the second quarter and of the first half. Huron Tigers doing what they can to make some plays, but the Governors still a little bit better so far tonight at the Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Intermission has Pierre on top 28-7 here in Huron. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. As we reach intermission, halftime is sponsored by Leiden & Associates. Ameriprise Financial, see them in the Northridge Plaza. Let's take a 3-minute timeout, and we're back to recap a good first half played by both teams, really. Here in Huron it is. Pierre Governor Football, your official home of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Community and beyond, with a great selection of used vehicles. Local trades and program vehicles are available. New Toyotas and new Fords are arriving and selling before they even hit the lot. So don't wait. Stop in and find out what's coming. If you've been thinking about ordering a new Ford, stop in and sit down with one of our sales specialists today. Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
At Ringneck Farm is unique, but all farmers have something in common: the desire to maximize their land and improve it for the next generation. You need a cooperative that offers peace of mind. AgTegra Cooperative is an ag partner that shares your values and is part of your community. From agronomy and grain operations to energy and feed, AgTegra will link your farm to the future. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today.
Oh, why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
We can totally do this ourselves.
That hurt. And there are epic moments.
This'll be epic!
Yeah, that was awesome. When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics.
Hi, Doc. My knee.
We'll help you move forward so you can tell the story.
Shoulder, my elbow.
Innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 57,000 participants here in South Dakota who take part in high school sports or activities.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. What if the point of banking wasn't to bank at all, but to put your ideas to work? What if your bank asked, what if, a little more? Well, what if we told you we do? We're American Bank and Trust, where what if meets why not? If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. What if you made the move today?
Their mission is to produce renewable energy that adds value to grain and livestock production, enhances the income of their investor partners, and provide a safe, rewarding work environment. Located at 901 Redwood Avenue in Oneida, South Dakota. Call 605-945-6900 or check ringneckenergy.com. A proud supporter of local schools and wishes all students the best of luck in all their activities during the school year, creating economic opportunities in our community.
When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank, providing great service right from the start. It's our promise to you that sets us apart. With every handshake and a smile, we go that extra mile. When you expect more, you expect more. When you expect more, Dakota Prairie Bank.
At Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore, they've been building partnerships for life by treating customers right, offering a low-pressure sales process, no haggling over price, passing low overhead savings on, and providing a Ford-certified service department fixing it right the very first time. If you're looking for a new Ford, a quality pre-owned vehicle, a new or used ATV, or a trailer, stop by Jan Bussey Ford & Highmore and experience the difference.
Jan Bussey Ford, building partnerships for life.
With our new online loan application, you can go to our website and apply for a loan when it's most convenient for you. We make getting loan approval fast and easy. Our local lenders are available to assist you if you have any questions. We make it pain-free to get that loan you've been wanting. We're an equal housing lender. Oahe Federal Credit Union, your hometown credit union since 1955. Federally insured by NCUA.
Dimmick Cheese has been making handmade artisan cheese for over 90 years and has over 25 flavors of cheese. Stop by the store for sampling of all the cheeses. The store also offers several South Dakota-made products. And at the store, find Remedy Brewing on tap. Dimmick Cheese offers gift boxes and fundraisers are available. To find out more, go to the website, dimmickdairy.com, or call 605-928-3833. And don't forget to check your local grocery store for their premium cheeses and cheese spreads. Dimmick Cheese.
If you ranch or farm, you've all lost them out there one time or another. I'm talking about rake teeth. Your John Deere dealer Grossenberg Implement knows how important they are this time of year as you're raking those corn stalks together to bale or getting ready for next year's hay crop. So this week, Grossenberg Implement is offering 8% discount on all rake teeth. Fix those worn out teeth on your hay rake now and save. Only at Grossenberg Implement. Locations in South Dakota, Nebraska, and Wyoming.
Why am I so sore? There are everyday moments.
Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder!
Yeah, that hurt. And there are epic moments.
Slide, slide, slide! College! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
Titan Machinery is your go-to Case IH agricultural equipment dealer. Your Highmore and Pierre locations have a large selection of new and used ag equipment with access to one of the largest parts and whole goods inventories in the country. Titan Machinery prides itself in providing quality Case IH parts, service, and support to Highmore, Pierre, and the surrounding communities. Stop by Titan Machinery of Highmore and Pierre today. Power and precision to grow.
Have all of your painting supplies at the paint store in Pierre. They mix paint and they color match paint. They carry interior and exterior stains. Great selection of paint. Find it at 1006 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. The Paint Store, 605-224-8312, 224-8312. Paint Store is a proud supporter of the Stanley County Buffaloes and the Pierre Governors in sports and activities. The Paint Store, same great paint, same great services.
The Fieldhouse in Pierre is your premier spot to watch all the sports, from your local Govs and Lady Govs, as well as Buffs and Lady Buffs, all the way up to your favorite big league teams. Kick back and relax with a pizza, nachos, burgers, or one of our air-fried appetizers. Wash down the food with your pick from our array of premium beverages. Between the action, be sure to check out the unique and plentiful memorabilia throughout the building. We can't wait for you to come in and watch the games with us broadcast on liveticket.tv. The Fieldhouse in Pierre.
The Corner Station Convenience Store and the Crossing Pub are both conveniently located on Pleasant Drive in Pierre, South Dakota. At the Corner Station, grab your favorite hot and cold beverages and snacks while filling your vehicle up with Cenex brand gasoline. The Corner Station also features a super tunnel car wash to keep your vehicle sparkling clean. At the Crossing, grab a cold beverage and check out their selection of appetizers while watching the Stanley County Buffaloes and Pierre Governors live on their big screen televisions. Best of luck to all area students from the Corner Station and the Crossing. The Corner Station Convenience Store, the best Western Ramkota Hotel in Rapid City, supports all South Dakota student athletes and their families. They are conveniently located off Interstate 90, close to downtown and minutes from the beautiful Black Hills. The Ramkota offers sports and family-friendly rates. Guests can relax for free in the indoor water park. They They have 36,000 square feet of banquet and meeting space, and the award-winning Minerva's Restaurant and Bar is located on site. Best Western Ramkota welcomes everyone to beautiful Rapid City, South Dakota.
DRG Media Group Sports is the official voice of the Pierre Governors.
Knowles wants to run again, and he's got room. 40, 30, foot race to the 10, 5, and a touchdown. Pierre will come back and set up Avery Kaiser on the outside left through the block, and that's down.
The official voice of the Pierre Governors, River 92.7, and also at the River 92.7 page of the DRG News app, brought to you by Golden Buffalo and DRGnews.com.
Riverview RV Park overlooks Lake Sharp on the Missouri River. They have all the amenities from full hookups, laundry, showers, dog park, play area, and free Wi-Fi. There's no need to drive across the country. When here in central South Dakota, you can find some of the best fishing and the most spectacular sunrises and sunsets. Call us today at 605-280-6266 or reserve your next camping spot online at briggsrvpark.com. Make Riverview RV Park your home away from home experience.
John Hoffman Electric is your neighborhood electrical service contractor, and so much more. No job is too big or too small for our team of professionals. We pride ourselves on keeping up with new technologies, such as Aerial, an augmented reality visual tool used to customize and experience a finished space before breaking ground. So whether you're building new or renovating a home, farm, or commercial space, let John Hoffman Electric light the way. John Hoffman is a proud sponsor of all local activities broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Oh, why am I so sore?
There are everyday moments.
We can totally do this ourselves.
That hurt.
And there are epic moments.
This'll be epic! Yeah, that was awesome.
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics.
Hi, Doc. My knee.
We'll help you move forward so you can tell the story.
Shoulder, my elbow.
Briggs Trucking and Construction in Fort Pierre provides quality freight transportation services, cargo hauling, excavation, and demolition services. They also specialize in dirt and gravel work for everything from commercial work to new construction. Briggs Trucking and Construction will haul everything from light poles to farm and agricultural supplies. The bigger the job or the bigger the load, the better, as that is where their expertise really shines. Contact Briggs Trucking and Construction at 605-280-2848 or email them at cbriggs25@pi.midco.net to visit about your next project.
Wow, Bill, you're walking so much better. What did you do?
Well, I got so tired of the pain and nearly fell. And one of my friends recommended physical therapy at Winter Physical Therapy. And you know what? My back also stopped hurting.
Huh. So how did you get started?
My doctor wrote me a referral, but that's not always needed. Turns out you always have a choice where you want to go.
So why did you choose Winter Physical Therapy?
I love to support our locally owned small businesses, and quite frankly, they give great personalized care.
Winter Physical Therapy. Exceptional care.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today. Your first.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
What if we said a bank isn't a place to lock up money? It's a place to set it free. If you're ready to change what you get out of banking, start a relationship with us. American Bank and Trust.
One way American Bank and Trust enjoys giving back to the Pierre community is through our Spirit Card program. These cards are a great way to give back to our schools and show hometown pride. Call or stop in today to get your own Spirit Card. Go Governors!
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today. Your first
DMC Wear Parts is a proud South Dakota business providing high-quality wear parts for all makes and models of heavy equipment. We quote you direct from multiple manufacturers, cutting out the middleman and getting you better prices than the large dealers. We specialize in cutting edges for motor graders, loaders, snowplows, and more. We offer complete undercarriages for dozers, excavators, pavers, and skid steers, including rubber tracks. Click to visit dmcwearparts.com or call or text 605-840-8082.
At Wilbur Ellis, our forward-thinking approach to crop protection, nutrition, and seed development combines years of service and expertise to the latest technology wherever you are, whatever your needs. We offer seed sales, providing Integra, DeKalb, and NK seed, fertilizer and chemical application, which includes ground and air spray, and more. Much more. We're proud to sponsor all area sports and activities with locations in Miller, Highmore, and Blunt. Wilbur Ellis.
Dakota Antler is the biggest antler buyer in our region. Tony and Derek pay cash all year long for antlers and horns. Deer, elk, moose, and sheep can be cash in your pocket. They'll come to you, too. Find them on Dakota Antlers LLC or online at dakotaantlers.com. You can also give them a call to set up an appointment. Call Derek at 605-360-3749 or Tony at 605-730-0108. Dakota Antler, a proud supporter of all local athletics and activities. Dakota Antler is
7. This is Governor Football.
Flip your loan. Lower your payment with great rates from Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. This is Jody. Now is the time to refinance your vehicle or recreational vehicle with rates as low as 2.3%. Plus, no payments for 90 days and $75 cash after finalization. Come see us on North Garfield Avenue at Northridge Plaza. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Welcome back to Huron. Brian Oakland play-by-play. Caleb Brozick running camera. Live streaming at drgnews.com and the River 92.7 page. Once we're done with this one, it'll be available for playback also at drgnews.com and GoGovs Live. Heather Williams in studio running technical direction as well. Again, as far as the Governors are concerned, two major things have happened. One of them we expected. That was Lincoln Kenols breaking the 11-man all-time state passing record. He was 5 of 7 for 44 yards. He broke the record on a 9-yard pass to his cousin, Brecken Kruger, to surpass the 43 yards he needed. In fact, I misspoke. The Governors do get the second half kickoff here. And a little squib kick as Pierre will take it on a knee by an up man at the 30-yard line. That's Kaiser out there. So Pierre will have it 1st and 10 from there. The thing that happened tonight that we did not expect was standout receiver Jack Merkwan, apparently in pregame warm-ups, having an issue with the groin and will not be in action tonight. And as we mentioned, hopefully that'll be as minor as possible, and looking forward to having Merck perhaps on the field next week when the Governors host T area. Here we go to the second half. Inside handoff, Brock Mosier with running room, has the 40-yard line, first down, a few men to beat, gets to the 50. There were 3 Tigers still out there covering him up though, but all the way to the Huron 45-yard line, a burst for Brock Mosier, 25 yards, and the Governors right away in business. One of Brock's longer carries of the season. Governors are moving left to right, north to south to start our second half of play, 1st and 10 in Tiger territory. Fake it back to Brock. There'll be a dump off to Jet Zabel out on the flat, right side, near side. Zabel runs into a brick wall at the 40-yard line. That's C.J. Gainey who makes the stop, and Jet Zabel is going to be slow in getting up here. It was a good stick by Gainey. you think in colder weather, it is everything hurts just a little bit more here tonight. Breckenkruger was ready to help Jet Zabel up off the turf, but Casey Michelson has come out, and I'm going to take a look here, and Zabel, hopefully he's not woozy. It just seems like maybe, I'm hoping he's trying to stretch out something in the lower extremities, but as it is, a 5-yard gain for Kienholz to Zabel. And why don't we take a quick 30-second injury timeout. Timeouts on the field sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling in Pierre.
Biggest Antler buyer.
That moment when you realize your furnace is stone cold busted. We're talking a real put on every sweater you own, I can't feel my feet, penguin predicament. But fear not, there's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Pites Service Experts keep you warm with $50 off any furnace repair.
Like it toasty? There's an expert for that.
Call Pites Service Experts at 866-EXPERTS. See website for license details.
Well, Jet Zabel off the field. Hopefully we'll see him back before too long, but the Governors already without Jackson Edmond at tight end will have to play without Jet Zabel for a little while at tight end now. 2nd and 5 here. Handoff. Brock Mosier running room again. 30, 25 to the 20. Wrapped up and then hauled down to the 15-yard line as Brock Mosier continues to run well to start off the second half. Quinston Llewellyn-Clark, the last line of defense, saving the touchdown here. That's another 25-yard gain from the 40 down to the 15, back-to-back quarters, if you will, for Brock Mosier. E.J. Bucci is the tight end now. He's lined up on the left side of the O-line. Kienholz alone in the backfield. Red zone for the Governors. Floater out far side. Kaiser has it at the 5-yard line, runs over a defender and walks in past the pylon on the far side for a touchdown. Cade Kaiser with his second score of the night. This is a 15-yard touchdown for Lincoln Kienholz. Cade Kaiser and the Pierre Governors. So with 10:39 to go here in the third quarter, Governors up by 4 scores now as they flip-flop PAT opportunities. It'll be Andrew Campia's turn to come on to attempt the +1. Jason Machachok, the snapper. Kienholz grabs and spots. Campia's best kick of his 3 is up and through, and the Governors strike quickly here in the second half. 10:39 to play in the third quarter. Pierre 35, Huron 7. Tigers receive the kick when we come back in 30 seconds. This is Governor Football.
Acres Ahead is back with AgTegra Cooperative. Now is the time to secure product, lock in early season prices, and receive delayed payment terms on your agronomy inputs. Fertilizer, seed, and crop protection purchases from Acres Ahead also qualify for triple play grain premiums, diesel discounts, and feed discounts. Contact your local AgTegra agronomist to learn more on how Acres Ahead can maximize your farm's earning potential straight from the start. AgTegra Cooperative. Strong, stable, dependable.
We all want it.
Third touchdown pass of the night for Lincoln Kienholz to go with 2 more on the ground. 4 plays, 70 yards to start the second half in just 1 minute and 17 seconds. Kienholz to Cade Kaiser from 15 yards out. Andrew Campia makes it a 35-7 game with the PAT. 10:39 to play. Governors losing Jet Zabel on the field, or had to come off the field after an injury along the way on what was the second play of that drive. Brock Mosier with a pair of 25-yard scampers to help set it up, though. Again, Cade Kaiser with his second touchdown reception of the night. And we've got headlights on to the south, and the officials, that's one thing that just annoys officials. And, you turn a car off and headlights probably stay on for another 2 minutes, so we're not going to wait. Rylan Derry will kick off. He will squib one here. It gets through one of the up men, now taken at the 10-yard line. Quinston Llewellyn-Clark skips out to the near side in between the numbers and the hash mark, and only to the 20, maybe the 21-yard line. Tiger offense will come on the field for the first time. They played outstanding football in the second quarter, had a 10-play, 84-yard scoring drive, and then they had another long sustained drive, but on the 8th play they fumbled it, and the Governors turned that into an 88-yard Lincoln Keenholz touchdown run from there. So at 10:33 to go, Tigers will try to keep things going offensively here as they begin the second half, but now trailing 35-7. 3 receivers right, 1 to the short side, near side left. Mason Davis throwing in that direction, picked off by Spencer Eastland at the 40-yard line. Eastland with running room to the 20, 10, far side, touchdown. Spencer Eastland, a 40-yard interception, pick 6, and the Governors will add to their lead. Another turnover here for the Tigers. Second pickoff of Mason Davis. And Spencer Eastland, the 170-pound junior, with a defensive touchdown. I'm trying to think. I don't believe the Governors have had a defensive touchdown this year until that one. Eastland right there, and there might have been miscommunication on the route between quarterback and receiver. It'll be Ryland Derry's turn to try a PAT this time. The Governors score their second touchdown in a 19-second span here early in the third quarter. Snap, spot, kick is up. Boy, Ryland Derry can kick them through. Soccer players tend to do that. It's 42-7. Now the Governors lead by 35, and we'll have that running clock for much of the rest of the second half here when we return. 30 seconds, Pierre kicks. When we return, you're listening to Governor Football.
But sometimes that doesn't feel possible. But if you have hope, you have everything. Rising Hope Counseling provides high-quality mental health services with locations across South Dakota. Additionally, by providing telehealth, we ensure South Dakota's rural residents have access to high-quality mental health services. Our team lives and works in your communities, and we understand the unique challenges we face. Schedule an appointment by phone or online today. Rising Hope Counseling, offering hope, healing, and change.
First play for Huron on the offensive side of the first half. They fumbled. The Governors scored a touchdown 2 plays later in the first half minute of this ball game. And after the Governors take the opening kickoff of the second half for a touchdown, the Tiger first play of the second half on offense is also a turnover, an interception thrown by Mason Davis. He's picked off by Spencer Eastland, who goes 40 yards to the house. Defensive score for the Governors. Ryland Derry's PAT makes it 42-7. Derry will kick off left to right. This one a high end-over-end kick, taking it about the 8-yard line. This is Jonathan Peterson. Bubba trying to go up the middle of the field. 15 looking for the 20. Doesn't quite get there. And with 10:13 to go, the clock will be instructed to run continually. Govs lead by 35. 42-7 here. Pierce 6-0. On the season, Huron 2-4 after winning 2 of their last 3. Big underdogs tonight. They've got a good game, good matchup with the Mitchell Colonels, who are 1-5 right now, coming up next week, and then they'll close their season as an underdog down at Yankton. The regular season, Huron will hope to maybe crack the top 8, though, and they can do that, I believe, if they do get a win next week against Mitchell. Here's a wide receiver screen coming from the near side toward the middle of the field, but stopped at the hash mark. It is C.J. Gainey with his second catch of the night, just a pickup of 1 yard, as Deegan Huska will make the stop. So Davis will continue to go to the air even after getting picked off. And interception returned by Spencer Eastland. So clock running continually once again. Out of bounds plays, first downs, things like that. Change of possession. The clock will continue to run. It will stop for timeouts and scoring plays, and hopefully we won't have any more, but injuries would be a reason to stop as well. Or officials' timeouts. Here is Llewellyn Clark patiently turning the corner. He just eluded one Governor defender or pursuer in the backfield, and he squirted out of that, and then he gets out to the far side. And he turns it upfield, but he's out of bounds just shy of the first down. Across the 25, they'll spot him to the 28. I really thought he was a few yards ahead of that, but an 8-yard gain here for Llewellyn. 10 carries, 49 yards unofficially on the night. Has a 15-yard touchdown as well for the Tigers. So, a case in point, a play going out of bounds, but clock will continue to run. 3rd and 1 for Huron. Huron in orange. Moving right to left, south to north. Wind has been non-factor all night long. Here's Llewellyn trying to go straight ahead, and a good job by the Huron offensive line to help him forward. Pushing mostly the right side of the D line of the Governors, but that does include Jason Mishashok, the big fella in there, as Huron moves the chains up to the 29. That is a gain of 1. That's all they needed. So it'll be 1st and 10 from there. 8-10 running clock in the 3rd. And again, Governors with T area coming up next week. T area going to beat Spearfish tonight. Had a 42-0 lead at halftime. 2 receivers left this time. One to the short side, far side. Ball's on the far hash mark. Quinston Llewellyn alone in the backfield once again. Davis has to run out of pocket quickly. He'll overthrow. Actually, well, that actually was out of the tackle box, but he did throw it to a space where there were no intended or eligible receivers, but a good job in getting rid of it. That'll make it 2nd down and 10. Governor defense got to him quickly that time. Just 1 sack of Davis by the Governor defense so far this evening. But with the incomplete pass, clock still running. Governors leading by 35, 42-7. Back to the far hash they'll go. And it'll be Mason Davis. Governors with 3 down linemen. Linebackers clogging up the middle tier. 2 Governors down on the field. Good job by the offensive line to create some time, but a pass will be underthrown. C.J. Gainey, also Cashton Caudell out there in the pattern. So, again, the 2nd quarter for Huron was a very impressive quarter of play, but the Governors already with 14 points here in the 3rd quarter. They have opened this one up, and the Tigers have to try to think of something to do here on 3rd and 10 now. Open up that playbook a little bit. Governors in the 2nd half are so good at making adjustments. There's not too many things you're going to pull off against the Governors more than once in a game. Under the pistol, Davis will throw quickly out near side, and the pass through the hands of the intended receiver. And that may have been Tyson Ruth, a tight end, or a 165-pound senior. And he heard the footsteps of Gavin Stotts at 210 bearing down on him. Ruth with his first target of the night. So here in the 2nd half, just 1 for 5 for only a yard for Mason Davis. Plus he had an interception returned for a score by Spencer Eastland. Huron will have to punt now. 5:35 clock running here in the 3rd. This will be Hofer to kick. This might be his best punt, but it'll be taken at the 42-yard line. Return coming, Jaden Wiebe. 50, far side of the 45 and the 40. Be run out of bounds near the 40-yard line to the Governor bench. And with 5:20 to go, the Governors will take over. Colby Hofer, who's made an interception and a good pass completion to set up, the Tigers into the red zone early on tonight, has kicked 4 or 5 times now from punt formation. Governors have it in Tiger territory here. They'll start at the 40-yard line. Excellent field position, obviously. Here leading 42-7. Since the end of that play, the clock continues to run, and we've had about 40 seconds tick away. Keenol still in there at quarterback. Fake it to Mosier. Quick pass out to Cade Kaiser near side, turns upfield. It's the same play that the Governors are running that Huron has tried to run several times to try to get their receivers running in open space. Kaiser for a gain of 9 inside the 35 down to the 31. Second down and a yard. Cade Kaiser's 4th catch of the night. Kaiser, Brock Mosier, and Brecken Kruger all with 4 grabs this evening. Near hash mark now. Mosier in the backfield. Keenholz takes the shotgun snap. Mosier has the first down. He'll be upended though. And getting in there for the Tigers, making a nice stop is Hofer. Elliott DeVries was there as well, off of the defensive line. Gain of a couple inside the 30, this time to the 29. Probably going to see Brock Mosier running quite a bit, perhaps here the rest of the second quarter, or the second half, rather. Governors deep into Huron territory once again. A 28-7 lead has grown to 42-7. Mosier looking for more. 25 to the 20. Seam and inside the 15-yard line. Brock Mosier dropped at the 14 as he shows the moves, but also mixing in some patience there. 15-yard gain for Brock. 4 of his 5 carries have come here in the second half for 67 yards. He's got 72 overall on the night. We're down to 3 minutes even to go, third quarter. Governors looking for more here. Lincoln Keenholz hands it off again, and Mosier will be wrapped up and brought down quickly this time. He'll fall ahead for a gain of just a yard. 61, Elliott DeVries is in there, also Kelby Dixon, senior D lineman, making a good stop. And it isn't a gain for Brock Mosier. This time 2nd and 10 from the 14-yard line. Keenholz will give it to him again. Near side, it's coming to the right, and there will be a flag thrown from the referee behind the play. Mosier brought down by the D-line once again, and Elliott DeVries again is in the area. We'll check the call this time. Jerry Beers, the referee in the white hat, threw it here. Another hold, it looks like, coming against the Governors, which will be their 3rd of the evening. And there, the microphone is working for Mr. Beers. 10-yard penalty, they'll mark it back to the 24, so this one actually happened at the line of scrimmage. And the Governors will retool. 1st and 20, have room to get a first down should they need it, but even with the penalty, the clock continues to run. We've got 90 seconds to go in now a fast-moving third quarter. Keenholz waiting. The Governors will have to throw now, though. Keenholz backs off, throws underneath, and a pass through the hands of his intended receiver. And that is number 33, Coulter Babcock, 180-pound sophomore. His first target of the night. And again, the Governors playing already without Jackson Edmond, who was injured in Watertown a couple of weeks ago, have lost Jet Zabel to an injury on the previous possession. Incomplete pass, and now it's 3rd down and 20 for the Govs. 26th pass attempt for Lincoln Keenholz, the new all-time state 11-man passing leader. Keenholz going to keep it himself on 3rd and 20. Look out, 20 to the 15, but Huron will run him down. And what will probably be the last play of the third quarter, Cashton Caudell in on the stop. They'll spot him at the 13-yard line. That's going to be an 11-yard gain, but on 3rd and 20, short of a first down. Be interesting to see if the Governors decide to try to kick a field goal on what will probably be the first play of the second half. Pierre in no hurry here, so we'll call it on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard at the end of 3. Pierre with a quick offensive touchdown and a pick 6 from Spencer Eastland. Their 28-7 lead has grown to 42-7. End of the third quarter scoreboard, brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre. As you listen to Pierre Governor Football, sponsored in part by your Pierre Sports Marketing partners on your official voice of the Governors, River 92.7 and drgnews.com. Partners include Stalkin Peterson, Lingle, Walti Jones, LLP, the South Dakota National Guard, Wagner Auto, Pitts Design and Build, James River Broadcasting, and DRG Media Group, that's us, Pierre Area Chamber of Commerce, Red Rosa, Olinger Law Firm, Farm, the Pierre Dental Clinic, and Iceberg Funeral Home, also Pierre Sports Marketing Partners. Let's pause for 30 seconds. We go to the fourth quarter. It's Pierre 42, Huron 7. Your official voice of the Governors is River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Are you searching for an epic career in the healthcare field? Look no further. You can get a practical nursing degree from Lake Area Technical College right here at Capital City Campus in Pierre, South Dakota. It's close to home, affordable, hands-on learning, and relevant training, outstanding job placement with an excellent return on your investment, and one of the best nursing programs available in the region. For more information on how you can launch your healthcare career, go to lakeareatech.edu or capitalcitycampus.org.
Your first car. It might not have been perfect, but that didn't matter. You loved it because you worked hard for it. You took care of it, and it took care of you, your friends, and maybe that someone special. And through it all, we were there working with you, for you, to make sure it was a smooth ride. Farmers Union Insurance. More choices, great rates, local agents. Contact your local Farmers Union Insurance agent today. Your first
for over 70 years.
From the far hash mark, Ryland Derry with the left foot puts it up and good. 30 yards out, and Ryland Derry will tack on 3 as the Governors make it 45-7 in the first play of the fourth quarter. Let's make a pause for 30 seconds. Pierre will kick when we return. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Pitt's Design Build has earned our reputation locally for serving communities across South Dakota. We provide design and building services for schools, hospitals, churches, commercial offices, multifamily housing, and so much more. Pitt's Design Build is conveniently located in Pierre, Mitchell, and Sioux Falls to serve you and your organization. We bring value to our clients by facilitating the design and/or construction process. Give us a call today and check us out at pittsdesignbuild.com for a free building consultation.
5-play drive covering 27 yards in the running clock at the end of the third quarter. And a 30-yard field goal kicked by Ryland Derry. The Governors lead 45-7, just underway here in the fourth quarter. Welcome back to Huron Tiger Stadium. The Governors have been surprised at times by the Tigers, who, again, kind of like last year, even though the score didn't indicate it, I really thought Tiger defense played pretty well last season. The Governors' homecoming night. Tonight, Huron has had some things to sing about as well. They'll try a return here. Quinston Llewellyn-Clark from his 6-yard line coming near side. And the Governor's special teams unable to get to him as quickly here. May have some second stringers in there. In fact, it is Trevor Rounds who runs down Quinston Llewellyn-Clark. So the Governors will put in the second line of defense here with 11:15 to start this drive. Tigers will have it good field position at their own 34-yard line. So the fourth quarter underway, and we'll see who the Tigers put out there. Looks like mostly starters, but we'll try to keep up with names and numbers as best we can. Some Governor starters out there still. On the defensive side, Mason Davis will hand off. Llewellyn coming up the near hash mark. I think the ball's on the ground. The Governors have it. Trey Lewis with the pickup. Trey Lewis with the return and the touchdown. There's a flag celebrating. Trey Lewis put the ball up into the air to celebrate another return touchdown here, and I guess you can't do that. Well, it's a poor man's showboating. But that will wipe away the touchdown. Oh, they will call the touchdown. So unsportsmanlike, even though Lewis held up the football at the 3-yard line, the third turnover turned immediately into points by the Governors. Actually, the second in a row. And Trey Lewis with the fumble return of about 28 yards. Back-to-back defensive touchdowns here in the Governors. Hadn't had any defensive scores all season long, rather. So now, to try a PAT, it is Derry again. Ryland with a 30-yard field goal. Now he's got another PAT here. Governors tack on another 7 with another defensive score. It's 52-7 here, 10:34 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll take a 30-second break and back with another Pierre Kick. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
In today's ever-changing housing market, you need a proactive mortgage lender who can guide you through every turn of the process, from your loan application all the way to closing. Jessica Jonkak with First National Bank in Pierre is dedicated to providing that level of service to her customers and making your home purchasing dreams a reality. Call Jessica today at 605-201-5254 or visit firstnationalbanks.com to learn more. First National Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Back in Huron, another defensive touchdown for the Governors. Winston Llewellyn-Clark stripped of the football. The third fumble lost by Huron tonight. The 5th turnover overall. They go along with a couple of interceptions taken away by the Governors too. So the Governor defense, who was pushed around a little bit in that second quarter, has certainly pushed back a number of times, and now 2 defensive scores here in the second half. Governors have run up 24 on the board since halftime. It's 52-7. Ryland Dairy will kick off right to left once again. High end over end this time, but a shorter kick after that. Well, it's a long kick, but again, a 15-yard penalty was assessed, taken at the 20-yard line. Llewellyn-Clark up the middle of the field, 30 to the 35. He'll reach the 37, and that is where the Tigers will set up shop. 10:18 to play here in the fourth quarter. Governor Football brought to you in part by your Pierre Sports Marketing sponsors, who include Capital City Motors, also Overhead Door, Rinky Gray Wealth Management, Avera Orthopedics, and our friends and partners with Live Ticket doing our live video streaming, which is available always at drgnews.com. First and 10 from the 37 for the Tigers here. Davis and company will continue. Actually, this is a new quarterback in there, number 4, handing off on a jet sweep, coming near side to far. Colton McNeil is the backup quarterback. It looked like maybe one of those shovel passes. Ryland Shrake in on the stop. Didn't see who had that carry. I was thinking maybe number 20, which would be Tyler Cronin, a 175-pound sophomore receiver. But that's a loss on the play. So back to the 36-yard line here. We'll call that a running play for the time being. So Colton McNeil, backup quarterback, presumably, younger brother of the last quarterback that the Tigers had, Cade McNeil. There's the same shovel pass coming near side now, and the Tigers have something working. Cashton caught as if to get in position to run another play. Well, they're marking off 15 yards and a personal foul. Broadside block is what was called, or a blindside block. It's only the second penalty marked off against the Tigers tonight, but that one wipes a first down off the board, and they get moved back all the way to the 36-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 11 once again. Blindside block, as they marked it off from where the foul occurred. So Tyson Ruth did have a 5-yard gain, but now 3rd and 11, they'll try it again. McNeil will tuck and run far side. He's got the 40 to the 45 going to the Governor's sideline. Looked like he might have avoided a huge hit there at the 45, ducking under it. He gets back to the 46, which is where the previous play occurred. And we'll see what the Tigers elect to do on 4th and 1. Certainly nothing to lose if you go for it here as we hit the halfway mark, or about to, in our fourth quarter. So the future for Huron and Colton McNeil showing some good things to this point. Ball on the far hash mark. Heading from left to right, McNeil is in Pistol, he's got to get out of there. He will not. Titan Winkler comes in there and drops the quarterback for a loss. And it looks like they'll spot him all the way back to the 35-yard line, a loss of 11 on the play. Tigers will turn it over on downs. Here in Huron did play a JV game recently, won by the Governors. Freshman game was a tight one, though, not too long ago. So the change of possession with 5:15 to play. Governors will have it. We'll have a timeout called on the field by the Tigers. Timeouts in our broadcast are sponsored by Coca-Cola Bottling. Grab a quick Coke and be back in 30 seconds. The Governors lead 52-7 on River 92.7.
When you're thinking of a new or used car, motorcycle, pickup, or RV, think of us. We make all sorts of vehicle loans. We can set you up with payments that fit your budget. So if you have getting some new wheels in mind, stop by and see us. We'll get you the right loan. Dakota Plains Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. We're big on you.
We're small enough to know your name, but we're big on you.
Scott Darno with Lee Real Estate in Pierre is ready to help you find your dream home. There are 10 things you need to do to buy or sell your home. Number 1, call him at 605-220-2676, and he'll handle the other 9. As your resident realtor on a bike, he will make buying or selling your home feel like a walk in the park, not an Ironman triathlon. Find him on Facebook or email scott@LeeRealEstatePierre.com. Lee Real Estate and Scott are proud sponsors of Central South Dakota Youth Sports and Events broadcast on Live Ticket TV.
Down around the 20-yard line. Dawson gets in at quarterback, but Trevor Rounds running the football effectively will put it at the 20-yard line, a gain of 15. Trevor Rounds' first opportunity on the night. Wants to throw. On the doorstep of the red zone. Rolls to the right. He's got a man wide open, and he hits Xander Bowman at the 2-yard line for a touchdown. Dawson Getz was going to take that one just whatever he could get by scrambling, but suddenly he stops and he fires. He finds a Xander Bowman wide open inside the 5-yard line. It's a touchdown, the first career varsity touchdown for Dawson Getz. And Xander Bowman from 20 yards out. And the Governors lead 58-7. First touchdown pass for the junior varsities in a varsity contest this season. Officials discussing something here. I'm not sure what. They will signal touchdown. And as Dawson Getz started to run that football, apparently, give credit to the offensive line, nobody got downfield or anything like that ineligibly. So with 4:33 to play, Ryland Derry will try another PAT. Derry in the second half getting the bulk of the kicking opportunities. And this kick is up and good. So the Governors, second string, strikes first, and they up the Governor lead to 59-7 with 4:33 to play. Another 30-second break. Pierre will kick when we return. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football.
Olson Plumbing in Pierre provides complete plumbing and drain cleaning services to commercial and residential customers. Olson Plumbing understands how the simple things in life are often the things we can't live without, and running water is the top of the list. Olson Plumbing offers 24/7 emergency services, and they can be at your location in under an hour in most cases. If you need help with your plumbing system, call Olson Plumbing 605-224-6436. Olson Plumbing.
Well, a quarterback sacked by the second string defense, turning the Tigers over on downs. 2 plays and 35 yards later, Dawson Getz, the sophomore quarterback, hitting Xander Bowman, the senior backup wide receiver. After Getz scrambled out of the pocket, he found Bowman all alone at the 2-yard line. He backs his way in for 6. Ryland Derry with another PAT, 59-7. As the Governors have hit a season high in the points column now. Derry to kick from the 40. And to the far side, going to be taken right at the 10-yard line, right at the sideline, up the edge. Jonathan Peterson up across the 15. Not a lot of running room there, though, as Derry placed that one perfectly. Peterson probably could have tried to let that one go out of bounds, and Huron would have had better field position, but there's no guarantee with the way footballs tend to bounce that it was going to go out of bounds. So I think he had to make a pretty good play. So with 4:10 to go, Tigers have it, maybe for one last time. They'll have it at their own 15-yard line. Colton McNeil showing some good things on that last offensive possession. He'll come out, bring the play from the sideline once again. Huron will fall to 2-5. They go to Mitchell next week. They've got Yankton in a couple of weeks to close out the regular season as well, hoping to maybe make the top 8. And they can do that, I think, with a win at Mitchell next week. Granted, if you're number 8, you may end up playing the number 1. Could be Pierre Governors at the time of the first round of the postseason. Here's McNeil on a keeper play action, stiff arm. He's got a 20-yard line pickup to the 25 to the 30. First down on a gain for Colton McNeil. Run out of bounds by Tyson Polston, sophomore defensive back, as McNeil picks up 15 from the 15. McNeil 2 carries for 25 yards so far. And again, even though it goes out of bounds, the clock continues to run. We're under 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Governors have run up the points here and found a number of ways to score in the second half. Near hash mark, McNeil with it. He's got a man as a helper in the backfield. Handoff, straight give. And we'll see who this will be. Governors crowding around. Looks like that's still 21. Quinston Llewellyn Clark in there. Gain of a yard to the 31. Quinston with 13 carries on the night. Down to the 2-minute mark. Pier Volleyball, next broadcast will be Tuesday night. They'll go to Harrisburg. They got a big win against Huron this Tuesday night of this week. Looking for an even bigger win, perhaps, against the third-rated Harrisburg squad. Tigers will host on Tuesday night. We'll be there for 6:30 in the pregame on next week on River 92.7. McNeil going to keep it again near side. He gets the corner to the 35 to the 40. That's close to another first down. Running out of bounds there. It's the line to gain. The linesmen are ready to move, but they're waiting for the official signal. They do have enough, so a 9-yard pickup here for Colton McNeil. Colton 5'10" out there has got some speed. A lot of times, even in 11-man football, you can turn the corner, you can make some plays, and you can pick up some chunk yardage, but Governors got the bulk of that yardage picked up once again here tonight. Huron played outstanding in the second quarter. Too many turnovers. McNeil, first pass of the night, and thrown just a little bit behind his intended receiver, but it appears to have been caught all the way up to the Pier 44-yard line. Number 81, perhaps, Logan Leyendecker. McNeil, whose brother Cade was a pretty good thrower in his own right, makes a nice throw here. And again, he did throw it behind his man, but a good receive by the receiver. McNeil going long this time, and we have contact. Tiger fans and coaches want pass interference. They won't get it. Frankly, I'm a little surprised by that, but pass overthrown. Of course, catchable or uncatchable doesn't matter. But an incomplete pass here, and that will do it. 3, 2, and 1, and the Governors pick up a win here in Huron. Your final score on the Gales Gas Service scoreboard, it's Pier 59 and the Huron Tigers 7. The Governors score 31 unanswered points in the second half to improve to 7-0 on the season. The Tigers fall with a loss to 5. Scoreboard brought to you by Gales Gas Service in Pierre, and with cooler weather that we experienced tonight, it'd be a pretty good reminder to use their budget plan and keep full service to stay warm all season long with Gales Gas Service in Pierre. Full recap coming up as the Governors win at 59-7 here on River 92.7. Our Family Dental postgame begins in 3 minutes. You're listening to Pierre Governor Football, your official voice of the Govs, River 92.7 and drgnews.com.
Team at Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg are devoted to spending time with each patient to answer all questions and address any concerns that arise. Family Dental wants all their current and future patients to feel welcome and comfortable and to have the healthiest, best-looking smile possible. They can take care of all your family's dental needs with cleanings, checkups, implants, same-day crowns, and many other dental services. Dr. Ryan Jensen welcomes new patients. Family Dental in Pierre and Gettysburg, caring for all your family's dental.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Chances are you're overlooking a big energy thief in your home or commercial building. Garage Doors. But Overhead Door Company of Pierre can help stop that energy waste with a full range of insulated, weather-tight garage doors. Their residential garage doors give you insulated performance at an uninsulated price. And their Thermocore insulated steel doors give commercial buildings the energy efficiency they demand today. Find out more. Call Overhead Door Company of Pierre at 1-800-649-9905 and put a stop to the garage door energy thief.
Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota wants your trade. We also want any vehicle that you might be willing to part with. So much so that we'll give you an additional $200 Pure Pride dollars when you trade or when you let us buy your vehicle. Yes, $200 Pure Pride dollars when you trade or when you sell your vehicle to Capital City Ford Lincoln Toyota. Stop in at 518 East Sioux Avenue in Pierre. Call 605-224-7378 and visit CapitalCityFordToyota.com.
Do you love watching high school sports but find yourself wanting to be more involved? Live Ticket TV has the solution for you. They're looking for production managers to assist for this school year. Duties include the management of equipment as well as basic technological understanding. But don't stress, paid training will be provided. Part-time wages start at $20 per hour. Call 833-605-LIVE extension 2. That's 833-605-5483 extension 2 and punch your ticket to joining one of the fastest growing companies in South Dakota.
There's an app for everything, including high school sports from the stations of DRG Media Group. Download the DRG News app brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino from the App Store or Google Play. It only takes a moment, so you'll have it to replay this game. See live and archived video of all games. And when you select your favorite station during the live stream, the video will immediately pop up. See Central South Dakota high school sports on your phone or mobile device with the DRG News app brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Casino. Download it now at the App Store or Google Play.
We're back at Huron Tiger Stadium as the Governors run up the score tonight by just making plays, really. And, good offense, good defense, and they had to face a little bit of adversity tonight. The Tigers surprised them in a few ways at various times in that first quarter, but the second half certainly belonged to Pierre. They started the second half with a touchdown, and then they got a pick six from Spencer Eastland. Later on, after a Ryland Dairy field goal, they got a fumble return for a score also from Trey Lewis, and even the second string with a touchdown pass, Dawson Getz to Xander Bowman from 20 yards out. The quarterback, the second half began on a scoring drive with Lincoln Keenholz hitting Cade Kaiser from 15 yards out. In the first half, Keenholz hit Brecken Kruger for his first touchdown of the season, 7 yards out. Keenholz then, in the second possession of the night, becomes the all-time leader in 11-man passing Austin Sumner. Keenholz unofficially with 208 total yards on the night. Dawson Getz with a 20-yard touchdown as well in mop-up duty there. Keenholz to Kaiser for 53 yards out for the third score of the evening. By the way, Lincoln with a 7-yard touchdown and then sent us to halftime with an 88-yard gallop on a one-play scoring drive. Meanwhile, Quinston Llewellyn-Clark capped a nice drive of the Tigers, 10 plays, 84 yards in the second quarter with a 15-yard score, their only touchdown of the night. Governors beat Huron 61-7 on homecoming night last year. Tonight, 59-7, something a little similar for the final result in this one. That's the score on that Gales Gas Service scoreboard. Head coach Steve Steele up to talk to us about this one. And really, Coach, it's a chilly night. It's football weather. And, I think there was some things where you have to play through, and you find out that it's not as easy to catch a football when it's cold, for example, and things like that. All the hits hurt a little bit more, I think. You've got some injuries we're going to have to be really concerned with, I think, right now. Let's start there. Jack Merkwan doesn't play tonight. That was a surprise, at least to most of us. And what happened there, and then also Jet Zabel, kind of getting a little bit of an injury in that second half.
Yeah, with Jack, it was just in warm-up. When we got off the bus, he was planning on playing, and just through warm-ups, kind of tweaked something and wasn't able to run to his ability. So, just one of those things where you don't know. It's a hard decision. You don't want him to play and hurt worse, but at the same time, you want him out there. So it was a tough call, but we just decided to rest him and make sure that he's hopefully continues to get healthy, because I said it was one of those things where a small tweak can be a big tweak, especially with the routes that Jack usually runs. So that was him. And then Jet, just kind of, he got popped on the shoulder there. Don't think it's anything serious. Again, I think if we needed him, I think he would have very easily wanted to go back in. But just one of those things. We just wanted to keep him out at that point.
Well, it's so important. I mean, you need the top notch for next week's game, and there's really no reason it turned out in this one to put some of those guys out there. Lincoln Keenholz is a all-time passing leader for 11-man now, and even though it was dinks and dunks that kind of got him there in this one, but what can you say about this guy and his career?
Yeah, it's you knew what was coming, and it's one of those things where now that he's got it. I think everyone's really excited and proud of him, and it just shows not just at the peer level of how great he was, but at the state level. It's pretty neat to have a kid on your team that's a school record holder. Mm-hmm. It's more incredible to have a guy who's a state record holder on your team, and I said that the fact that he's done that, and he's going to have an outstanding shot to get touchdowns and have a good shot at completions, and it's just incredible that Pierre's gotten to witness that and be a part of that, and obviously have something like that grown in Pierre.
Well, it's great ability on an individual basis, but then you add offensive lines and receiving cores and all the people that help to contribute to that as well.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it takes so many people. I mean, if you had to kind of remember or think of something with it, I mean, if you look back at Peyton Manning when he got done, and they had some infographics of everyone that caught a touchdown from Peyton Manning, and it's like this scroll, you think of the old scrolls where they just scroll it and it keeps going, and you just have name after name after name. I think it's very similar with Lincoln. Mm-hmm. When you think of all the people that were a part of this, and that's one of the kind of unfair things where obviously his name's going to be the one in there. But, I mean, all the different linemen that he's had blocked for him, all the different receivers that have caught a pass for him. It's a really cool thing to think about how many people were involved in making this happen.
And then you think about everything else he can do, and that includes running the football. 88 yards on that last drive of the first half, and, you just kind of see it once he gets about 10, 15 yards upfield and busts it out wide. There's nobody going to catch him with the strides that he's got. He's so deceivingly fast, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, you kind of take that as a safety. Those are the guys, if he gets through that first line and the safeties take a step or two down, their angle's gone, because you pretty much, if he's through the line, you just have to turn and aim for the pylon and hope you beat him somewhere along the way. But yeah, he's just got incredible explosion off the ball, and I said once he gets through that second level, it's just very hard for anyone to stop him.
Your defense was tested tonight for a while. That second quarter, and Huron puts a nice drive together, 84 yards, and they were doing it again until you got a takeaway on a fumble, good hit, and again, maybe the cold makes it more difficult to hang on to the football, but you turned them over 5 times, and that's a season high, and that was a big contributor into your success tonight.
It was, and they did a really good job. Again, our defense kind of just bending and at times and finding ways to get off the field ultimately. without conceding any points. But Huron, again, that 21's a really good player.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's one that he looks fast on film, and you get here and you see him run around, and he's faster. He's a really good football player. They had a lot of good performances. I thought their quarterback did a good job. He took a lot of big hits and still stood in there and made the throws that got to guys that were open. So, overall good job by those guys. But, really proud of our guys just continuing to battle and understanding that until they're in the end zone, the drive's not over.
Yeah, and you face, this is one of those nights where even though the score doesn't really reflect it, I think you faced some adversity and you passed the test for the most part. And, there are guys that are all over the field, both sides of the football, that are contributing to this one.
Yeah, and that's what you hope for. I mean, I think we had pretty good performances in all different facets of the game, and it was far from perfect. We've got a lot of things to tidy up and get prepared for next week. But obviously defense chipping in a couple touchdowns tonight was big. In special teams, soccer, unfortunate that they weren't able to get it done on Tuesday, but worked out well for us getting Rylan out there, and he looked good today too. So it was good to get him a lot of good reps kicking the ball.
He really looks comfortable out there, kicking a 30-yard field goal and a number of PATs. Is that the plan going forward now, I guess, as far as special teams is concerned?
Yeah, we kind of wanted to get him some reps. He came out, he was out there Wednesday, Thursday with us just doing some kicking stuff, and and Campy has done a good job so far too. So we gave Campy a couple today, we gave Rylan a couple today, and that'll be kind of a fun little battle to monitor going forward.
All right, so another test passed, 7-0. Of course, you're going to get T Area, who handled Huron no problem tonight, and now the fun can begin, I guess. If you really want to talk about everything that happened in the state championship last year and everything that you're anticipating for next Friday night.
Yeah, it should be a wild one. I'm assuming they won tonight, so I didn't see the score or anything. But 7-0 and 7-0, and you're playing for the 1 seed. You're playing for the home and what you'd hope would be the easiest path through the playoffs, and it's a big game. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun, and obviously the way it ended last year, it's last year, but it's not like it's not going to be on everyone's minds. I think we've had a really good game with them both times we've played them.
And if you've ever had a target on your back or somebody gunning for you, I mean they're going to come out guns a-blazing, and they are going to they're bringing a full stock of ammunition, I think, too.
Yeah, no, it's going to be definitely a really crazy football game. They've got a lot of talented kids. They're really fast, and they're well coached. So I said it should be a battle, and looking forward to it.
All right, Coach, we're looking forward to it as well. Can't wait for that one, but a good week of practice ahead, and another good week tonight, or a good win tonight.
Thank you.
Steve Steele, the Governor head coach, on his post-game comments here. Let's take a 3-minute break. We're back with more of our Family Dental post-game right here on River 92.7.
Happy fall from your Chevy team dealer, Beck Motor Company in Pierre. October in central South Dakota means, yep, you got it, hunting season. We have a great selection of pre-owned trucks and SUVs to get you out into the field. And for October only, take home a $50 Runnings gift card to help you out with your hunting supplies. See all our inventory at beck-motors.com, 605-224-5912.
Have you found yourself worrying about inflation and market volatility? Considering what should I do? Can I do anything? Am I going to be okay? The Ranky Gray team has been coaching their clients through these tumultuous times for over 35 years. Let us discover what easy, time-tested adjustments can be made for you. For a free second opinion, our team can be reached at 605-224-5959. Let's start today.
Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA. Investment advisory services offered through New Edge Advisors LLC. A registered investment advisor. New Edge Advisors LLC and Ranky Gray Wealth Management are separate entities from LPL Financial.
Do you dream of a custom home built within your budget and done on time? Kruger Contracting can make that dream a reality. They're a trusted home builder since 2003, and they're going to be upfront and open about cost and transparent about where your money is going when it comes to your new home. Their skilled crew will manage construction of your new home from start to finish. They're located in Pierre and can build your home in Pierre, Fort Pierre, or the surrounding area. Call 605-222-2523. Visit KrugerContracting.com or find Kruger Contracting on Facebook.
You know that feeling? The feeling that things couldn't get any better? It's you at your best. Being your best means owning your health. It means not only meeting your goals, but crushing them, then setting new ones. Partner with an Avera primary care provider. We are right here to help you create health goals so you can feel your best and move forward to your healthiest self. Learn more at avera.org/checkup. Avera, moving health forward.
From the early days of South Dakota statehood through today's digital revolution, BankWest has remained committed to helping customers and communities succeed. BankWest Associates uphold this commitment by developing innovative products, tailoring financial solutions to customer needs, and actively supporting community causes. For a bank committed to helping you and your community prosper, choose BankWest. BankWest, convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Dakota Storm Roofing is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Back again in Huron as we continue our Family Dental postgame. And again, thanks to Steve Steele for coming up and talking about this one. There's a lot of ways that a lot of things we could have talked about in this one. But again, I'm really impressed with what Huron, a big underdog team, was able to do. Of course, the Governors can withstand a lot of, proverbial punches in the mouth, and I think Huron had some of those to deliver tonight, even though they were trailing 21-0 when they were able to put some things together in the second period, and they score that first touchdown. They pick off Lincoln Keenholz twice tonight, and they were on their way driving into the red zone once again, but a big hit by the Governors on a Huron receiver and a drop of the football. Pierre turned that around into an 88-yard touchdown run for Lincoln Keenholz on the next play. So unfortunately, things change quickly where the Governors are concerned, and in this case, they just happen to change quickly for the Huron Tigers. But 59-7 win for the Governors here tonight. As we continue, let's take a look at the stats in this one, and the Governors running up. Let's count it out. For Lincoln Keenholz passing-wise, 17 of 26, just 208 yards of offense tonight, but he does throw for 3 scores. Did have the 2 interceptions. Dawson Getz with 1 for 1 for a 20-yard touchdown as well. The Governors with 228 total passing yards, 202 on the ground, as it turns out, for a total of 430 overall. Ground offense led by Lincoln Keenholz with just 4 carries for 115 yards. Had the big 88-yarder in there and a 7-yard touchdown as well. Brock Mosier total 72 yards on 6 carries tonight and found some running room in that second half. Trevor Rounds with 1 carry and mop-up duty for 15 yards when that second string came out. So 202 on the ground for the Governors, and again, 430 yards of total offense. Receiving-wise, for Cade Kaiser, 4 catches and 89 yards. Brecken Kruger catches 4 passes for 32 yards. Kaiser, by the way, with touchdowns of 53 and 15 yards. Brecken Kruger catches his first touchdown of the season from 7 yards out. Meanwhile, Brock Mosier, 4 catches for 51 yards. And then Jet Zabel, 2 catches for 20 yards. You heard a little bit of a shoulder stinger, hopefully a minor issue for Jet Zabel. Jack Merkwan did not play tonight because of a pregame groin injury that he sustained. George Stolley came in and did a nice job in that first drive, 2 catches for 20 yards. And Xander Bowman gets open for Dawson Getz and catches the last touchdown of the game from 20 yards out, his only catch of the night as well. Governors picking up 12 first downs along the way. They were penalized 4 times for losses of 44 yards. They did have the 2 Keenholz interceptions, which doubles his season total now. He's at 4 on the season, but for Lincoln, overall, again, 3 touchdown passes puts him at 31 unofficially, if my counting is correct, and then 2 rushing touchdowns makes that total 13 on the ground. Keenholz sitting at about 44, and keep in mind, 60 is the Governor record for a season set by Garrett Stout from that brilliant season from 3 years ago. So, all in all, another good night for the Governors. For the Huron Tigers, give them 203 total yards of offense, 90 on the ground. Quinston Llewellyn-Clark will run for 51 yards on 13 carries, including a 15-yard touchdown. Colton McNeil had 3 carries for 33 yards in mop-up duty in that fourth quarter. Mason Davis with 4 carries for 7 yards. Cashton Caudell carried once for a loss of 1 yard. Davis through the air goes 11 of 20 overall for 124 yards, and I just realized I didn't have Colton McNeil's passing stats involved in here, so he goes 3 for 4 for a total of 25 yards. Let's add let's make it 154 total passing through the air, although both quarterbacks were each sacked for total losses of 16 yards by the Governors. So 155 positive and 16 negative. I guess that's 139 yards net passing with 90 through the air. 229 total yardage for the Tigers tonight. Receiving, again, 8 receivers catch passes and some big plays made in that second quarter. Colby Hofer with a 34-yard grab. Quinston Llewellyn-Clark a 31-yarder. Raylan Zaveski had 2 catches for 26 yards. Cashton Caudell a 20-yarder and then a 10-yarder, so 2 catches for 30 yards overall on the night, the leading receivers for the Tigers. Huron with 10 first downs, but 2 interceptions and 3 fumbles lost. 5 turnovers on the night. 2 of them returned for touchdowns. An interception returned by Spencer Eastland and a fumble returned by Trey Lewis. And that helped the second half scoring outburst for the Governors, which turns out to be a 59-7 victory when all is said and done. Pierce 7-0. Tigers fall to 2-5. More on that coming up, but let's move ahead in our Family Dental postgame. Talk about big plays of the game. Still have your Cowboy Country Store player of the game to announce as well, but the big plays are brought to you by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre, and we will take a 60-second break and come back and announce our big plays of the game tonight. This is Governor Football.
Dakota Storm is a locally owned roofing company in Pierre, specializing in both residential and commercial roofing services. They can handle your asphalt shingle, metal roofing, and flat roof needs. New construction, plus all types of roof repairs. They can handle the finishing touches, adding fascia, soffit, and gutters too. No job is too big or too small. For a free estimate, call Dakota Storm Roofing at 280-9794. Go to dakotastormroofing.com or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Quality comes first at Hermanson Endodontics. Dr. Ryan Hermanson serves Central South Dakota with specialty root canal treatment. Hermanson Endodontics strives to provide treatment that is not only comfortable, but also provides the best possible outcome. They do this by effective and timely communication with your dentist and preserving as much of the tooth as possible using state-of-the-art 3-dimensional imaging and the dental operating microscope to guide diagnosis and treatment. Ask your dentist if a root canal specialist is right for you. Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre.
It is the Hermanson Endodontics big plays of the game, and boy, there were some certainly big plays. And early on, Lincoln Keenholz only had 2 plays to go to get to pay dirt the first time as the Governors turned over the Tigers on the first offensive play of the game. 2 plays later, it was 7-0. Of course, Lincoln Keenholz on the next drive, he was only 5 of 7 for 44 yards, but a 9-yard pass to cousin Brecken Kruger put him over the top and passing Austin Sumner, the Brandon Valley standout, the South Dakota State quarterback himself, who was but is no longer. Lincoln Keenholz now the 11-man football all-time passing leader in the state of South Dakota. So that's certainly something big to talk about on an individual level for Lincoln Keenholz, but I think it was his 88-yard run that was the moment of brilliance for Keenholz as he as the Governors turned over the Tigers once again at the 12-yard line late in the second quarter. And keep in mind, situation, Governors had a 21-0 lead. Tigers go on a nice sustained drive. They get a 15-yard touchdown from Quinston Llewellyn to make it 21-7. They pick off Lincoln Keenholz for a second time in the first half, and then they're driving again, 7 plays, going from their own 15 all the way down to the Governor 12, making plays through the air, but it was that wide receiver or bubble screen to Gavin Moding, who took a big hit from a Governor defender, loses the football. The Governors fall on it at the 12-yard line, and on the first play of the ensuing drive, Lincoln Keenholz goes up the middle on a quarterback keeper, and really all he's looking to do at that stage is just to try to give the Governors a little bit of breathing room so they can really get set up in their 2-minute offense. But up the middle, bouncing it out to the far side, and as we talked with Coach Steele, it was Lincoln Keenholz to the house. 88 yards, longest play from scrimmage scrimmage for the Governors this season. As that is your big play of the game, sponsored by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. That sent the Governors into the halftime break with a 28-7 lead. A couple of big plays also through defense. And how about a big play, a bonus big play for the second string tonight? As Dawson Getz rolled out to the left on a second down play, he was just going to tuck and run. I think he had his eyes set on figuratively, he had his eyes set on the sidelines just to run out of bounds, but his eyes stayed downfield, and he found Xander Bowman for a 20-yard touchdown. Bowman had found some space and was wide open for that final score of the game, 59-7 as it turned out. So a bonus big play of the game for the second string. The JVs of the Governors, they get 1-2, sponsored by Hermanson Endodontics in Pierre. Certainly have people to think about, and it's a tough decision tonight when we talk about players of the game. We could go with people who already have a T-shirt that's a Player of the Game award for this season, but we do like to spread the wealth, so we'll think about that. Let's take a final 60-second break, and Cowboy Country Store sponsors Player of the Game when we come back. This is Governor Football.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting has quality electricians with decades of experience. They offer dependable installation for commercial and residential construction or day-to-day service. Whether you're looking for new construction or remodeling existing buildings or homes, contact your full-service electrical contractor, Nystrom Electric. Visit their website, nystromelectric.com, or call them for estimates on your next project at 605-224-8750. Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre.
Cowboy Country Stores and Sinclair are fueling the Folds of Honor program at all their locations. Now through October 16th, 1 cent of every gallon sold will be donated to the Folds of Honor program. This provides educational scholarships to children and spouses of our fallen or disabled veterans. Together, we can help fill up the lives of the families that have sacrificed so much to protect our freedom. Fuel up today at Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre, Fort Pierre, Miller, DeSmet, Clear Lake, and Watertown.
Cowboy Country Store's Player of the Game candidates. You know, a lot of guys who have Player of the Game awards so far this season certainly played well. And, of course, for Lincoln Keenholz, who sets a passing record tonight from a statewide standpoint, certainly a candidate, but he got one for that big win at Brandon Valley a week ago. Guys like Trey Lewis and Gavin Stotts played well defensively tonight. And Cade Kaiser, another 2 touchdowns receiving, as he had to step things up without Jack Merkwan tonight, eventually also without Jet Zabel. And, but there was one guy, and we had to consult Coach Steele on this, and he thought the one guy that kind of changed things up because of the absence of Jack Merkwan, with honorable mention to George Stolley, who caught a couple of passes early on, but it's Brecken Kruger this evening. He catches 4 passes. They were all early in this game, and just for 32 yards, but he caught a 7-yarder, and suddenly you find out that passing game still is going to work for the most part for the Governors, save for a couple of interceptions that were thrown this evening. But Brecken Kruger kind of added to the adjustments that needed to be made, both from a Huron defensive standpoint, but also for the Governors on offense and the things that they want to do night in and night out. Somebody still has to be catching passes that Jack Merkwan normally would, and that someone was Brecken Kruger tonight. The 165-pound senior, he'll be our Player of the Game, sponsored by Cowboy Country Stores in Pierre and Fort Pierre. So the Governors move on. It's T-Area next week, the rematch that everybody's had on their schedules circled. Ever since the schedule came out, it'll be the Govs and the Titans from Hollister Field, Phil Troutner Stadium. We're there 6:25 next Friday night with the pregame 7 o'clock kickoff. Get there early. I imagine it's going to be a pretty large crowd, and the battle for the number 1 seed certainly up for grabs on that one. Meanwhile, our next Governor broadcast will take us to Harrisburg on Tuesday night. The Governor volleyball squad, after a big win over the Huron Tigers this Tuesday of this week, go to Harrisburg, and again, that'll be a 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock first serve, and then the Govs are back home on Thursday night of next week, which happens to be a certain announcer's 50th birthday. birthday. Governors taking on the Yankton Bucks, or let's make it the Yankton Gazelles, Thursday night. And keep in mind, that's going to be the Governor's Dig Pink night as well. So come decked out in your pink, show your awareness for breast cancer, and those who battle, and those who have beaten it, and those who continue to battle, and those that have been affected as well. Dig Pink night Thursday at Riggs High Gym, and the Governors take on the Yankton Gazelles, and then of course next Friday it's that matchup with the T-Titans on River 92.7. Once again, congratulations to the Governor tennis team. The girls State A tennis champions with 2 singles titles from Kara Weiss at number 2 singles, Jocelyn Corrales at number 4, and then top overall doubles flight of Kara Weiss teaming up with Sydney Tedrow, and I hope I don't miss this. It's the number 3 doubles flight of Jocelyn Corrales and Caitlin Ott, also state champions, the Governor's tennis team champions from this past week. The Governor golf team was a second place finisher. So those seasons are done, tennis and golf, and the boys soccer season came to an end with a loss to Rapid City Stevens this past week, but the girls soccer season continues. They are at Harrisburg for a matchup against top-ranked the top-ranked Tigers. That's at 1 o'clock tomorrow at Harrisburg Tiger Stadium. Competitive cheer and dance still going. They're at Mitchell tomorrow, and then they go to Yankton for the ESD competition Thursday in this week ahead. Cross-country runs at Brookings tomorrow at 11 o'clock for the ESD meet, and they come here to Huron to Broadland Creek for a meet on Thursday in this week ahead as well. Vikings football is on KPLO and KMLO, our sister stations of DRG Media Group. They take on the Chicago Bears, 11 o'clock pregame, 12 o'clock kickoff on Sunday on stations of DRG Media Group. Finally, a quick run through the scores is Class 11 AA, seeing the Governors defeat Huron 59-7. T-Area was a 49-0 winner over Spearfish. They led 42-0 at halftime, though. Aberdeen Central knocks off Brookings tonight 20-3 at Aberdeen, and Watertown defeats Mitchell 24-14. Tigers go to Mitchell next week. Huron does. St. Thomas More, a 21-8 win over the Douglas Patriots. Sturgis spotted Belfouche, a 7-0 lead, but at halftime they now lead the Bronx 34-7. One game tomorrow has Yankton at Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Quick run through Central South Dakota scores. Jones County defeating Bennett County 33-0 in 9-man football. Stanley County a winner tonight on KGFX. Out at Lemon, they defeat the Cowboys 34-14. Actually, this says that game was at McIntosh, which I wasn't aware of. Also on KPLO, Lyman has defeated Sully Buttes 32-8, and Caleb Brozick celebrating. We better look at 11B as winner crushes West Central. That's not even a game. 46-12, number 1 in 11B over number 1 in 11A. Congratulations to the Winter Warriors as that train continues rolling. So too do the Pierre Governors, a 59-7 win here in Huron tonight. Don't forget safe travels to everyone on the road. The South Dakota Office of Highway Safety celebrates being a part of a team, and they say keep your eyes on the road, not on your phone. And buckle up to the South Dakota Office of Highway Safety. For Heather Williams and audio production in studio, of course, for the Winter Warrior himself, Caleb Brozick, and Live Ticket. You can watch this one at drgnews.com with our live video streaming on demand. Thanks to Live Ticket. I'm Brian Oakland wishing you a very good weekend, everybody. It started off pretty well. The Governors winning their 7th straight, 59-7 over the Huron Tigers. Have a good evening, everybody.